Hey everyone, welcome to the stream. This is Accounting Nightmare. Welcome Tag. Welcome to the stream. Alright, continuing on with our class quests from Realm Reborn. So yesterday we did Summoner and Scholar, which are both the upgraded version of Arcanist. And today we're going to do the final Limsa Laminsa class, which is Rogue and Ninja. Yes, we were leveling Blue Mage last night. My Blue Mage is level 52. Pretty cool. Oh. I've got a lot of nonsense in my bags to get rid of. Alright, let's go offload my bags first. Go empty all this stuff. Go back to Gridania. Whoosh! Look at the Blue Mage costume, it looks so nice. I love it. Hair stuff. Okay. Now I'll figure out what I want to keep. Hey, Honora, how are ya? Yes, yeah, I've got flying sardine. 3 sardines. Yeah, I saw about the black fat chocobo promo. So that's pretty cool that we can get that. Alright, what do we got? Fists of Crags. Got that from Inferno. Titan. Looks interesting, I might as well keep it. Might as well keep that. Shard X. Does that look any good? Eh. Generic X. Mana Beret. That's cute. Most of this stuff I can probably turn in for seals, actually. I'll go do that. Yeah, we did a group farming method with a low-level blue mages tag things with flying sardine, and then a high-level kills them. Yeah, we got a bunch of our blue mages up to level 50, so that's cool. Chubby chocobos are great, but stop making you want to play a game you don't have time or money for. Oh, I'm sorry. It is quite a time sink. Especially for completionists like us. Alright, turn in all this stuff I'm carrying around. I did some dungeon runs to get some blue mage spells, so I've just got a bunch of stuff hanging around. What do these look like? Eh. Get rid of that. That one's alright. Hard to find a good pair of pants at the moment. Take that, and take that, and take that too. And they just give me seals for all this stuff, which I can spend on other stuff. Delivery complete. Okay. What do we got left? We've got an orchestrion roll I've already got. A triple triad card I've already got. Yeah, we've mostly cleared out all that stuff. Okay, let's go get out the ninja gear, and then we'll go do Rogue Quest. Hello, sweetie. Hello, Cleo. Haven't fed Cleo yet, so she's just patiently waiting. Cute baby. Yeah, so for the black fat chocobo, you have to gift 4 subs to one of the streamers on the list, wasn't it? Yeah, so that's basically $20 US. Alright. Ninja. Get out my ninja stuff. Ninja. I suddenly feel very tired. Oh well, I'll probably wake up once we start doing the quest. Yeah. Bunch of ninja gear. Excellent. Alright, we'll go to Limsa Laminsa. And we'll do New Game Plus. Rogue Ninja. So we'll start with Rogue. Yeah, I really like both the Rogue and the Ninja quests. Yeah, I think they were both very good. So you wanna be a rogue. That is down at the Rogue Guild. Just down here, so it's near the Fisherman's Guild. Listen to some boss themes, that should get me pumped and wake me up. That's a good idea. I like that. Let's swap my pet. We've had Louis Soir following us for a while. Let's have, where's the Warrior of Light? What order are these in, actually? I don't know if it's alphabetical order. Where's my Warrior of Light? I thought I had one. Maybe not. Oh, we'll go with something else. Let's go the Dust Bunny. Little Spriggan. Kinda cute. Very cute. Alright. Hello. There's naught behind these convent doors for a worldly type like you, missus. We're the dutiful sisters of the Edelweiss. all pure and saintly like. Now bugger off. Hang about? I thought you was just some simple errand lass, but now I've had a proper look. You're Melchan, ain't you? Ha, I knew it. Something about milling primals leaves its mark on a person, it does. Anyway, you being who you are, you must have an inkling as to what goes on here, eh? The Admiral sent you to meet with one of me associates after that business with Leviathan, if you recall. Oh, he's got different dialogue now. Ah, okay. Now that I've done the Leviathan stuff. That's right, lass. You stand at the entrance to the Rogues Guild. Of course, 'twould be a poor sort of underground organisation if we put a bleeding sign up on the front door. Anyway, from what Lady Ygiri told me, you're pretty handy in a scrap. She's off seeing to some private business right now, but I reckon we might have some use for a prime lass like you. If you've an interest in joining us, tip us your daddles and we'll put a hilt in each one, just like the gods intended. So what do you say? Fancy learning a new trade? Do you wish to join the Rogues Guild? Yes. Good to see you're keen, but I should probably warn you on a few points before you dive in. Where most guilds take pride in turning their members into the best bloody candlestick makers they can be, we only care about getting the job done. And the job ain't pretty. You become one of us, and you'll soon be neck deep in scum and knife fights. So, if you're looking to scamper across rooftops and bilk dandies on their blunt, you'd best take up with a different crew. Think on that, and come back if you're still keen. My first daggers. I didn't scare you off then? Bene? They told me you was a mettlesome lass, and so it's proved. You'll need every ounce of that metal soon enough. Now step inside and have a prattle with Jack. He's our upright man, the master of the guild. You may now freely enter the Rogues Guild. Speak with Lonward whenever you wish to gain admittance to the guild's headquarters. You looking to head inside? Yes. Hey Teslano, how are you? Jackie? I actually don't know how to pronounce it, if it's just Jack. Just Jack. This is Jack. Jack's cool. Aye, I'm the one they call Jack, though I'm surprised you've heard of me. Perhaps you'd be good enough to tell me your name, along with that of the kindly cove as told you mine. Ah, the famous Melchan. Old Lonnie Leftpatch let you in, did he? He can't throw a blade for shite, but that one eye don't miss naught when it comes to sizing up a dimber mort for the stolen. I don't know what that means. Just one thing. You ain't a pirate, are you? You gotta tell me if you're a pirate. Hey Silicon, how are ya? They send you the code via your Twitch inbox. You don't need to link your account, and I think you can give away the code. Oh, that's cool. That is cool. Well then, it's time you was stalled to the rogue. Pull on your best beta cases and I'll swear you in myself when you're ready. Now, I could fill your waddles with the storied history of our guild, but that's just wids and wind. The most important thing, the only thing, we care about is getting the job done. Now, most folk, and I'm assuming you're among them, know that not long after Limsa's founding, the city was overrun by a motley crew of pirates and thieves. But as wild as that lot were, it soon became clear that they'd all end up killing each other if they didn't lay down a few rules. An unspoken code of conduct, as it were. 1. You don't bite the purses of your fellow Lominsons. 2. You don't rook a crew out of their spoils. And 3. You don't trade culls like they was chattel. I'll admit the finer points of the code are a mite murky, but most agree on those 3 at least. Now, you might be thinking none of that amounts to a sack of dilberries now that the Admiral's outlawed piracy. But in the back alleys and black markets where Melwood's grip ain't so tight, the code's still alive and well. And just as the law is enforced by the Yellow Jackets, the code is regulated by us rogues. We go where the shadows are darkest, and hand out justice to them as break the code. Some rum-soaked cove steals goods from the wrong cull, and we steal them back. That's the job, my nutty lass. Of course, we don't hop the twig when blade work's called for neither. You'll see there's more to our dagger play than just sticking culls with a pointy end. We'll weaken a mark with poison, fade away and strike in the darklands, whatever it takes to get the work done. Well, Mo-chan, what do you say to that? Got the guts to do a rogue's job? Do you have the guts to do a rogue's job? Nah. Alright then. First off, we'll have to get your kit sorted out. A rogue needs to be light on her dew beaters to stay on a mark's trail. The job might have you fighting across a deck or weaving through a mob, and the last thing you want is a bleeding great battle axe what hooks itself on every rope and post. That's why we stick to daggers. They let you slip through the streets just as easily as they slip through a rook's ribs. Here, take these stabbers and let's see how they look on you. Just don't get so excited with your new toys that you forget to dress for the role. You'd be surprised at how many cults come back to me in their bloody small clothes. That's a really funny reference to how when you pick up a new class and you equip the weapon, it takes off all your clothes. And then you have to like equip a new set. Yeah. It's pretty good. Rogue unlocked. Let's take off the soul crystal. Stop being a ninja. No ninjas allowed. It's an interesting looking set. It looks very castery, but it's a rogue set apparently. Wonder what else can I wear? Let's put on some low level stuff to look the part. Doctor's harness. Oh, yep, that's a chicken. I seem to have changed the appearance of that one because I didn't like it. Infantry shirt. What's that look like? Yeah, that's fun. I mean, I could do this in a chicken suit if we wanted. Hey, that looks fun. Looking like a wizard is probably to a rogue's benefit. That's a good point. Judging from the cat lad spinning his blade at the table, the kitties aren't very furry outside of their heads and tails. Yeah, they've basically got cat ears and the tails, and then that's kind of all the fur they get, I think. Yeah, this set will do. Got glasses on? Yep, good. The most important part. Also, there's a cat lad showing off some skin. Yeah, they basically just got cat ears and the tails. Stabbers in your fambles. Managed to strap those daggers on without cutting yourself? Well, we're off to a good start, I'd say. Next, you want to get a feel for the weight and speed of your new weapons. I reckon those bleating cheats in the fields outside Limsa should serve for your first lesson. Aye, test your blades on a few of them lambs. Aww. Then slice up some rats and pugils for good measure. Mind you mill them beasties one at a time though, lass. I know you've served far worse in the past, but you're no dimber damber with them stabbers just yet. I don't want to kill lambs. Gotta kill lambs. Hey freak, how are ya? Doing the rogue quests. Well, showing the rogue quests, I suppose, because I've already done them, but yeah, I really like both the rogue and the ninja quest lines. Alright, well, that is there. boss wants lamb chops. On farm with the rats. Well, the lambs are very cute, and the rats in this game aren't really cute. I have known rats to be cute, though. Actually, no, actually they are pretty cute. Never mind. The rats are pretty cute. I must stab. Fate completed. Sure, I definitely was part of that fate. Definitely. Let's fix my buttons a little bit. Yeah, looks good. Okay. Lambs. I'm a monster. Used to have rats as pet when you were at uni. Yeah, actually, I do have a couple of friends who had rats as pets and said they were cute. Well, these things are definitely not cute though. Wait, do these things have eyes? Ugh. Oh, look, are those the eyes right there? Ugh. Stabby. Go away, rat. I don't want to fight. I killed enough rats. It's gonna run away from the terrifying level 1 rat. Been raining there every day? Oh. How far have I gotten? I'm still in the Realm Reborn stuff, I bet. Next is patch 2.55, so I'm close to unlocking Heavenswood. We're just showing all the class quests, all the combat class quests, before we then finish up the Realm Reborn story, and then go to Heavenswood. Almost there? Yeah. I have heard 2.55 is very long though, so that's probably going to take a couple streams. The pet rat years ago because the snake you were taking care of refused to eat him. Oh wow. Also, snakes can be pretty cute. Yes, I go inside. Yes, the Rogue Guild's interesting because it was added later in Realm Reborn, and so it's not actually a class you can start with when you're making your character. You have to pick a different class to start with, and then join the Rogues Guild once you hit level 10. So it's never a class you start out with; it's one you join. The name's Bockard. I might be the eldest rogue left standing, but I'm happy to leave the guildmaster into young Jack. I won't be giving you jobs or aught like that, but I can learn you a thing or two about twirling them stabbers. All in good time though, Dove. All in good time. Done with your milling, are you? You can never have enough blade practice, lass. In fact, I'll even add a list of marks to your hunting log. Pit yourself against the lot, and you'll soon learn some new steps for your dance with the daggers. Aye, you must think of yourself as a dancer, not a bleeding butcher. You only need so much force to ram a short blade into the hilt. Precision and speed, that's how you get the most out of your stabbers. Bulky armour will only have you plodding about like an ungainly aurochs, so make sure you're wearing gear what'll let you move freely as well. Alright, get your blade work up to scratch, Melchan, and I might just have a job for you. Level 5. A dainty dilemma. Yeah, there's lots of non-combat professions. Can you be like a cook? That was meant to be a joke. But you can be a cook. It's called Culinarian. Yeah, each of these have their own quest lines as well. But I wasn't planning on showing those. I'm still working through them myself anyway. But yeah, it's very cool that they've got different storylines for all the different classes and professions. Very cool. 2.55 isn't too long, IRC? Ah, okay. Cool. Like to be able to run as a cook in dungeons. Ah, that'd be so good. That'd be hilarious. Oh there, Melchan. I must say, you're looking comfortable enough with those stabbers of yours. Aye, I reckon you're good and ready for your first assignment. Nod. Ordinarily, I'd stow me wids and let you get on with your work, but seeing as we only just dragged you into the shadows, there might be a couple things what you ain't familiar with. Let's build on what you likely do know, and that's the fact that the Admiral, God's bless her soul, has outlawed piracy in Limsa. So, what do you think? Why do you think there are still so many sodden pirates in this town? I'll tell you why. It's because there's still one way for them to loot and pillage without incurring the wrath of the law. All you need do is apply to serve the thalassocracy as a certified privateer. A captain with a privateer's license is free to terrorise the seas till the Outgoads come home, so long as he only targets vessels what belong to the Garlean Empire. Of course, considering how bloody vast the Empire is, that's plenty of looting to go around. Crews fill their holds with Imperial plunder, then sail back here to Limsa to offload the spoils. And that's where this particular case went sour. See, this one crew got their fambles on a Magitech device, a firing mechanism to be precise, but was rooked out of their hull by some heavy-handed coves. If you'll recall, that don't sit well with the code. If you're bold enough to rook a pirate out of his due, then you'd best be prepared for a visit from the rogues. Ah, and speaking of visiting rogues, Underfoot, over here, lad. Turn the enemies into food. It would not be a good idea to send you to a world that has races with cat ears and tails. Don't care what kind of animal it is, you want to pet it. I want the pair of you working together on this. Pass sentence on them code-defined rooks, and bite back that Magitech part. Huh? What's the lass need me for? You're in charge of new recruits, ain't you? It's Melchan's first assignment. You're to go along and give her the benefit of your wisdom. Since when was I in charge of new... bugger it. So I guess we're to be partners for the now. The name's Paramu Horamu, but most of me fellows call me Underfoot. He might seem a touch reluctant, but Paramu's one of our best. You just do as he says, and you'll get the job done. Underfoot. It's a good name. Alright then, me young rogue. Seeing as this is your first official outing, I want to make sure your dance steps are up to the task. With them short blades, you need to get in good and close to your mark, eh? But we ain't bleeding swads in shining armour, and the lighter kit we wear ain't much protection from a click to the gan. So if you don't fancy spit and blood and teeth, your best defence is simply not being there when your mark winds up to land a nasty clout. Just don't get hit. Easy. Sliding round to a flank usually does the trick, but there's some rum fun every rogue should master. The shade shift. Clear your mind and trust in your speed, and you can leave an axe-wielding brute chasing your shadow while you bury your stabbers in his guts. Right, now it's time you put this lesson into practice against some of those Orelei out in Lower Nocia. I hope you was paying attention, lass, because those tentacles can pack a wallop. Enjoy! The point of this exercise is to practice your evasion, so don't come back to me with welts all over your face. Yeah, so Shade Shift he's talking about. Creates shadows that nullify damage up to 20% of max HP. Nice little defensive cooldown. Looks cool. Older versions of blue mages had to eat things to learn their abilities. So they're kind of like dungeon running cooks. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, no, in this game you just have to, as a blue mage, you just have to see a monster doing a spell to be able to learn it. That one. Thieves can't. Hope you like thieves can't. So what is can't in this context? Is it like a dialect? So, here they are. Jellyfish. Dead. Nee. And back we go. Yeah, but I was reading something about that they were considering naming the rogue the thief, but it didn't really fit with the lore, so that's why they named it rogue instead. Thieves can't is basically a dialect. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so the idea is the Rogues Guild was... I mean, it used to be thieves in the old days, and now they're rogues to uphold the code. I have a mech. Yeah! Got a cool mech. It's a big stompy mech. I love it. Its name is Maggie. Done with your practice then? The sting of them tentacle buggers will soon teach you to stay on your toes, eh? Now we've got your blood rushing, I'd say it's time to get down to work. First things first, we need to track down them adult coves what rooked that Magitech gadget. Might be as one of our rogues has heard something. The guild thrives on information, you see, and we've agents scattered far and wide with their glazes keen and their wattles to the ground. Let us pay us a visit to Itolwan, the Drowning Wench. Ask her for a weak ale and see what that gets you. I'm not setting you up for a laugh, lass, trust me. At the Drowning Wench. Yeah. Are there things that are not in this game? I don't think so. This game has so much. It's so good. You can ride a T-Rex. I've seen people riding T-Rexes around. You can ride an elephant. You can fly around on a bed. That's particularly amazing. Hello, here's Underfoot. Order yourself a weak ale. It'll all make sense in a bit. Welcome to the Drowning Wench. What's your pleasure, miss? A chilled ale. Certainly, miss. Take a seat, and I'll bring it straight to your... Changed your mind? What about a strong ale? No, same dialogue? Okay. A weak ale. Never in all my days. We may serve some cheap grog in the wench, but naught that was watered down. If our usual ale is too bold for your taste, mayhaps you'd like to order from the underground menu? Aye, there's quite a lot on offer for a customer with your roguish charms. Was there something in particular I could help you with? Ah, the trouble over that Magitech loot? 'Twas not a subtle job. The gang in question is an unusual group of former pirates, calling themselves the Dainty Demolishers. They seem to be enamoured of court dandy mannerisms, and have a preference for seizing Garlean machinery. They're also known for conspiring with goblins. Rumours say that the Demolishers visit a beastman camp in Middle Lanosia to fence their goods. And those goods generally take the form of Imperial technology. I imagine the goblins were rather pleased to take possession of a Mark... what is that? What does L mean again? Is that L's 50? Is it? 43? Mark 43 anti-aircraft cannon firing mechanism. If you mean to steal the device back, then your trail leads to the goblin camp in Summerford. Summerford, eh? On your way, lass. Meet me across the river from the camp and we'll plan our next move. $43? Nice. I got it right. Yo! That twice stolen Magitech device is likely at the goblin camp in Summerford. I'd be quick if I were you. It won't be long before those curious beastmen begin taking it to pieces. Summerford. Okay. Go to Summerford Farms. You can also fly around on a few different chairs. Yes. There's one you can buy on the shop or on the online store. It's actually two. It's like two halves of like a love seat, and you can fly around on one half of it, and then someone else can have the other one, and you can come together to make a love heart. This game's great. Also, my mech has weapons. They don't do anything, they're just for show. They're just for fun. It's very cool. Get your noggin down, Melchan. I've been snilching the action across the way there. No sign of the Demolishers, but I did see one of them gambler coves stuffing the Garlean gadget into his backpack. I knew Itawan would steer us right. This is your chance, lass. Clout that gambler gobby and grab all that device. I've lost track of which gob it was, but I'm thinking it's that sod on the left. Just make sure you dance away from any bomb blasts. Twisting and dodging in the middle of a fireball ain't exactly effective. Show old Underfoot how you've learned your lessons. You're out. Carpenter or alchemist get a chair too? Nice. I think that was from the 2019 Valentine's event. That would make sense. Hey Sanatukai, how are ya? We're early in the rogue quests. Bombs! Oh, there we go, we got the firing mechanism. That's the way, lass. There was naught for me to do but sit on me daddles and watch. So, you've got the goods then? Firing mechanism 43. Developed in the 43rd year of the first Guardian Emperor's reign. Aye, this is the device, and no mistaken. Let's get it back to the guild, eh? We still owe them demolisher bastards a million, but they'll keep for the now. Here, you should be the one to deliver the prize to Jack. It was your hand what snatched it out of the goblin's paws, after all. Captain! Captain, I say! Some fiend has perpetrated violence upon our goblin colleagues, whilst we sought but to wet our throats with fine libations. This will not stand, Captain. Our finely filched loot has been pilfered from under our noses. Blasted bother! My blood boils and bubbles at the temerity of this affront. I know not the identity of these audacious buffoons, but they shall be made to pay, and pay dearly. With me, my fine fellows. Huzzah! Woozy limbs? This weird feeling? Oh, I hope that feeling goes away soon. Sanatuko? Back to the road, you. I mean, I'll just teleport. I teleport. Just a few people around here. Also had a bad stomach. Oh. Hope you're not coming down with anything. Hello, I'm back. Hand that Magitech gadget directly to Jackie. I can't decide how to pronounce his name. Jack or Jackie? Jackie? I ain't about to take credit for your fieldwork. You managed to grapple that firing mechanism yet, Meljan? Yes. Didn't cook today? Oh. Ah, still in one piece too. You've done well for your first assignment, lass. It don't look like much, but that crew put their lives on the line to cloy this here bauble. They'll be pleased to see it snatched back from the Ruffmans. Nod. We have yet to do for the dainty demolishers, Jackie. The job ain't over. Roommate made crepes though, but all we had was table syrup. Aww. You're right, Underfoot. It ain't. You break the code, you face the consequences. Oh, this is not at all what I expected from the inside of a convent. Oh. And who might you be, sirs? Haha, your ignorance is understandable. After all, our schemes are always perfect. Our heists impeccable. Shall I reveal our infamous name and drink in your delicious terror? We are deadly, dastardly, and dictionally devilish. Quail before the dainty demolishers. Shrug. Captain! Captain, I say! There's the louse who misappropriated our merchandise. I concur. She is the self-same simpleton whom we trailed unnoticed to this very establishment. Oops. Surprise, surprise! Now, now, my dear dandies, let us not be unpleasant. We should endeavour to resolve this distastefulness without resorting to insults or other less diplomatic methods. At least not yet. You there! Yes, the clean-cheeked errand boy. Be a good fellow and fetch me your superior. One of your colleagues has committed a terrible crime against us, and we shall not be leaving until the proper restitution has been paid. Oh, an errand boy now, am I? Tell me, Captain, just what kind of place do you think this is, then? This place? Why, I suppose it is some manner of convent. The one-eyed doorman named it the Dutiful Sisters of the Edelweiss, or some such. And you've yet to realise your mistake? Your fate was sealed the moment you dragged your sorry quarren across the threshold. Are you threatening me, boy? I'll have my fellows cut out that impudent tongue. We've exhausted our reserves of dainty today, lads. Show these fraudulent sisters how the demolishers deal with upstarts. You still don't understand, do you? Catlass. There are but three sorts of coals what the doormen will let pass. Clients, recruits... God spit! I'll kill you all! Didn't your mum teach you not to interrupt a lady when she's talking? You'd have learned that the third sort of coal is a bollocks for brains mark, what marches himself right into the rogue's den. Rogues? But we were so careful! Were you though? I'd heard tales in my pirate days. Stories about the merciless race who uphold the code. They weren't called rogues back then, though. The upright thieves they were. The knives in the shadows. You can't be them. You're just trying to scare me. Well, the captain of the dainty demolishers is not so easily cowed. Cowed? To the hells with your deceptions! Huzzah! Huzzah for my fallen comrades! Deceptions? Aye. Anyone you meet could be a rogue, Captain. Even a clean-cheeked errand boy. He's still breathing. Find some rope and string him up someplace in town. And now the job's done. Quite an introduction you had there, eh? Welcome to Limsa-Laminsa's ever-churning underbelly, where the thieves shed their skins and become rogues. other two? They're dead, aren't they? Yeah, I think the other two are dead. Just careful even a word in their vocabulary. I'm not much for discussing the old days, but since it's come up, I might as well clear up the confusion. It was back when piracy was at its peak. The coves what protected the code were dimber-dambers, the best lads and lasses to be had from among the pirate crews. They bit back the goods what was wrongly bitten, and came for the guilty under cover of darkmans. Upright thief became the title for these coves, what dealt in sanctioned stealin' and millin'. But it was only those as had cut all ties with the buccaneer's life what was accepted into the ranks, conflicting loyalties and all that. They formed their own guild, and even their own way of speaking, and what was once pirates was pirates no more. Later on, when Merlwyb took the Admiral's chair, the upright thieves agreed to abide by her laws. We became the Rogues Guild to mark the change, and altered our recruiting policy to accept venturers like yourself. But although the title is different, the job remains the same. Uphold the code, and preserve the underground society what spawned us. Just as you've done with this assignment. Keep up the good work, Melchan, and you'll go far in the shadows. I like that. They show you how awesome your guildmates are. Level 10. A fine evening to you, Melchan. And a fine evening it is for a spot of work, wouldn't you agree? Nod. This time round, it seems some eager buccaneers scampered aboard a local merchantman and made off with a shipment of muskets. Now, seeing as it ain't lawful to cloy from a Lomminson vessel to begin with, the Yellowjackets fell upon them daft coves afore their boots was even dry. Aye, they caught the pirates right there on the docks, but the stolen boomsticks was nowhere to be found. Fenced in a longboat deal, I'm thinking. That's when our guild was officially contracted to retrieve the goods, which weren't really needful, since the code would have had us on the job anyway. You don't bite the purses of your fellow Lomminsons and all that. So, this is your assignment, me natty lass. Find out where them weapons went, and bite that shipment back. Seeing as the cutters as hit that merchantman are already rotten in irons, you needn't rush in with your stabbers a-stabbing. I want this job handled quick and quiet, and I've the perfect partner to show you how it's done. This here's Vakeb the Stray. Ain't no other rogue what can match her in the arts of skulking. A pleasure. There's some problem, Vakeb? You seem a bit out of sorts. I'm bloody starving. I had one of them finger sandwiches set aside. You know, those egg-filled tasties they make at the Bismarck. And when I got back from me work, it was bloody gone. Uh-oh. That was Vakeb's? I thought it was Underfoot's. Well, you just head out on the job, and I'll see if I can't turn up that missing sandwich by the time you return. Alright, Jackie. One more little detail you should know. Their muskets was meant for the Yellowjackets' armoury, so once all is bob, you can hand the goods to one of their culls directly. This questline seems pretty meta so far. Yeah, I think... So I don't have much experience with Final Fantasy, but it seems like a lot of the backstory is about addressing why they're called rogues and not thieves, I think. We can start whenever you're ready, Melchan. I've had a colleague keeping a wattle out for aught that might help us, so I suggest you have a few wids with her first. You'll find her at the Hyalene, posing as a fishmonger. Alright, it's nearly cat feeding time, so I might as well just go and do that. Set off the Catalan. And let you see. Webcam. There we go. Catalan. Oh, here she come. Oh, she come. Hello. Meow? Is that what you think? Meow? Really? Meow? Meow? Oh, hello. Also, thief archetype can be anything. Mages, tanks, agile, you name it. That's a good point. It's also getting to be your bedtime. No worries. Thanks for hanging out, Silicon. Have a good night. Meow. Really? Is that what you think, sweetie? What's your favourite class in this game, sweetie? No answer? She can't decide. Alright, I'm gonna go feed her. Idling camera. I'll put on some music to listen to and hope it doesn't friggin' pause this time. Grumble, grumble. Music. Okay, I shall be back. Alright, I'm back. This is Titan's theme, if anyone was wondering. Very interesting. And boop. We're back. Okay. What we're doing, we're talking to the fishmonger over here. Thank you, Tag. Alright. So is she on the... No, she's on the upper decks. Okay. Just teleport to the aft castle then. Spam this cool dagger throwing move. Oh, there's a VKib. That lass down there, the one stinking of fish and ocean. Go over and ask her what the catch of the day is. Hello there, miss. We've carp and trout, lobster and shrimp. But I hear tell you've been looking for a special breed of fish. The long, shiny kind what Sparkle put a bloke on his ass. We don't sell that kind here, but you might try them foreign merchants. What was they called again? Ah, the Traders of Edge. They hail from the South Sea Isles, and are known for dealing in all types of nasty spitters and cutters. I should warn you, these folks ain't ones for questioning the source of their merchandise. In fact, they seem more than happy to pay for goods what came from below decks, so to speak. But if you're still keen to get your hands on those rare fish, then you'd best hurry. The Edge merchant what's visiting Limsa is looking to load up and leave the city afore long. Just how he means to transport his goods remains a mystery though. What with all the iron blades he's got nursing his operation, it makes it hard for a girl to get close enough to eyeball the competition, it does. I'll be sure to keep an eye peeled on your behalf, but it might be as you can learn a little more from the folk round town. Okay. Traders of Edge, eh? Well, if one of their merchants been staying in the city, then someone will know something to point us in the right direction. The trick is to listen without being seen. You'd be surprised at how culls will cackle when they think no one else is about. We'll focus on places what see plenty of traffic. You can have the Bismarck, the ferry docks and the East Hawkers Alley. I'll try me luck at a few other spots, then meet you in front of the guild when I'm done. Remember, keep hidden, keep quiet, and keep your wattles open. Alright, gonna go gather info. And it's all at the lower decks. Oh, not quite. Oh, yep, one's... Oh, yep, that's the Bismarck. Okay. So the Bismarck is the Culinarians Guild. It's a famous restaurant, apparently. Diving Dove appears distressed over some matter. Approach her while cloaked by your hide ability and attempt to eavesdrop on her grumbling. That's pretty cool, there you have to actually use your stealth to get info. Diving Dove is grumbling in discontent. Ugh, the sneer on that customer's face. Does he think I can command the skillet to cook more swiftly, just to meet his pressing departure schedule? I don't know how things are done in the South Seas, but here in Limsa folk appreciate that fine cuisine cannot be rushed. Come now, Dove, you must not speak ill of the patrons. Now, what was next on my list? Ah, another finger sandwich for the dutiful sisters. Someone there must be rather fond of eggs. Oh my god, a koala, that's so cute. That's just so cute. Oh my god, that is so cute. Alright, the ferry docks and Hawker's Alley. Gerolf is speaking in a low but lively tone to a nearby customer. Approach him while cloaked by your hide ability and attempt to eavesdrop on his exhortations. Gerolf is hawking his wares to a customer. You have quite an eye for quality, sir. We've a splendid range of produce from every corner of Eorzea, but one simply cannot visit Limsa without sampling some of the local specialties. Would you care for some freshly squeezed Lanosian orange juice? Or perhaps our famed salt cod is more to your taste? Gerolf continues to espouse the virtues of his merchandise, but his impassioned urgings appear to have little relevance to your assignment. Hi. And the other one's over... Oh. Down here, okay. Fisherman Guild. Reverend Nasu appears distraught. Approach him while cloaked and attempt to eavesdrop on his mumbling. He's mumbling anxiously to himself. Curse my sense of duty. Would that I have stayed at the wench for that extra pint instead of returning early. I didn't ask to see anyone being bribed, and certainly not my relief pilot. I wonder what that merchant was about. Smuggling? Most likely. Should I report this to the Yellow Jackets? But what if I'm being watched? I could end up face down in the harbour. got some good info. Welcome back, No-chan. I hope your skulking went well. You might be an angel of death with the daggers, Dove, but any rogue what shuns the shadows is headed for an early grave. A sneaky mort can nose about without risking a scrap, or slip herself into the best position to ambush a mark. Once they've seen you, though, your rum fun is done. Hiding is part concealment and part distraction, and you won't be disappearing on a cove what already knows you're there. Alright, I'm done prattling. What'd you manage to learn about our musket-buying merchant friend? Slipping coin to a ferry pilot, was he? And by what you heard from that chef at the Bismarck, this trader means to hop the twig, and soon. That matches with me own findings. He's vacated his rooms at the inn and paid his dues in full. Being a merchant, we can be sure that he won't be leaving without his merchandise. So here's the plan. We wait for him to stack his goods on the pier, then you ghost in and grab all them firearms. I'm hoping we can get the job done quiet and under cover of Darkmans, but it never hurts to be prepared for the worst. Sounds like he's got a small army of sellswords on the payroll. I'll send word to the Yellow Jackets and have them post a coal near Hawker's Alley. That way you won't have far to bolt once you've bitten the goods. The mark should be along any moment, No-chan. Have you got your skulking boots on? Yeah. Let's skulk. Use the hide ability to retrieve the stolen firearms. I've spotted the mark at the end of the pier. Sneak over there and lighten his load. Whoosh. Yeah, the rogue and ninja get some of the most fun little combat action segments, I guess I would call them. Because you're not supposed to fight. Hello, don't look at me. Thank you. Oh, there's the merchant. Steal your guns. Take all the guns. You're not supposed to be here. I thought I ordered my hirelings to keep this jetty clear. 1, 2, 3... There's one missing. My crate of muskets. It's gone. The look on my character's face. Thief! Stop her, you useless sluggards! What am I paying you for? My character had a real grin on her face. We've no place to run. Time to get your stabbers out. Hello. Can I talk to you? Thieves! Scoundrels! A bonus to the one who brings me their hides. I don't have my sneak attack moved yet. Ah well. Slink past any other swads in your way, and get them goods to the Yellow Jackets. I'll lead these culls a merry chase. Meet me in front of the guild once all is bob. Ah, a sneak. Just calmly walk. Just keep calm and walk. can sprint while stealthed. That's cool. Hello. Guns. Guns. Aye, these are our stolen muskets. The quartermaster will be pleased. Job complete. Now back to the Rogue Guild. Mission successful. That turned hairy, didn't it, Dove? Once he reached the Yellow Jacket, though, the merchant called off his blades. Wise enough to cut his losses, I'll give him that. I'd say we're all done here. Let's head inside and tell Jackie the Bane news. Bane news? Words. I heard the sounds of fighting coming from outside, and now I've whittled the cause of it. I thought we were aiming for subtle on this job. That many swads, was there? But you got the Yellow Jackets what they wanted, so all's well that ends well, eh? You're on your way to becoming a first-class rogue, Melchan. Aye, the job didn't unfold exactly as planned, but do you see the value of keeping out of sight? Skulking might seem slow, but it can save you time, and a fair amount of bleeding, in the long run. Ah, speaking of unexpected developments, I've a bit of bad news for you, Vigheb. I searched high and low, but it seems some unprincipled cove has yuffled your sandwich. There were naught but crumbs to be found. No, my sandwich! It was a Bismarck special. Do you know how much I was looking forward to that meal? Me belly's about ready to cave in on itself. 'Tis a tragedy of the highest order, love. And you know I can't bear to see me rogues in such distress. So I gave Underfoot a special assignment. He should be back any moment now. Hey, thank you for the sub. Ikagai, welcome. Thank you for subbing. With a freshly made Bismarck special finger sandwich. You did that for me? You're not japing with me, are you, Jackie? This ain't no japing matter. 'Tis a guildmaster's responsibility to see that all his coves and morts are at their best for the job. Ah, Jackie, there you are. I've got a sandwich you ordered. And didn't the chef give me a waddleful when I said we was in a hurry? Maybe next time you could think twice before you yaffle a fellow rogue sup... Oh, bollocks! You've been my fan before DMC5 release? Ah, thank you. That's really nice of you to say. Thank you. Jackie, did you eat my supper? Now, lass, let's not be hasty. There's a fresh new sandwich right here for you. No harm done, eh? You've cloyed something what belonged to me, Jackie, and I can't ignore the code. Aye, the code. We mustn't ignore the code. You're having a laugh, aren't you, lass? Lass? That might be the swiftest string up I've ever seen. Never been to my streams? Love to see me streaming? Ah, Thank you. I hope you enjoy Ikigai. A punishment to fit the crime. Take a good long look, Mel-chan. The code exists to preserve peace in Limsa, to keep the alleys from running red with blood. This city's me home, and I'll draw daggers on any cove fool enough to threaten that peace. A pointed lesson. Let's head inside, eh? Your sandwich will get cold. Hey, do you mean to leave me here all night? At least you gave me a grand view of the harbour. God's piss, these robes are tight. Ropes, sorry. Shouldn't have stolen her sandwich. Reminds you of when Saki was playing Chrono Trigger and ate the old man's sandwich. Oh wow. That sounds great. And now we find ourselves indebted to the Rogues Guild. The Rogues Guild. The impropriety of it all. Would that I could see them occupying a cell next to those thieving pirates. Someone doesn't like us. Oh, Jackie's back. Ow, them ropes will leave chafe marks for a bleeding week. I may have wriggled myself free, but that's the last time I let me belly do the thinking. And just think, if he Keb strung me up over an egg sandwich, those coves what well and truly stomp on the code get it far worse. Keep up your training, lass, and you'll soon be handing out rogue justice yourself. Still not sure what the hairball following me is? It's a Spriggan. It is not fully known why Spriggans hoard precious rocks and minerals, though scholars would have us believe that it is the rocks and minerals which are hoarding the Spriggans, hence the creature's scientific classification as Soulkin. Yeah, they're creatures who love rocks and such. Despite the striking similarities, Spriggans are not related to rabbits, but they have been known to eat them. Oh. Ooh. Level 15. Ah, Mel-chan, just the mort I was hoping to see. We have some nasty trouble brewing. The client's on his way, so sit tight and pay attention. I'm calling Underfoot and the Stray in on this as well. It'll be a right little rogue family reunion. Jackie, the client's arrived. Our guest here has come from Maelstrom Command, with confidential orders direct from the Admiral herself, so you know this won't be a simple job. I'm afraid your guildmaster speaks truly. 'Twas several days ago when an emaciated man stumbled into one of our camps seeking aid. Upon questioning the poor fellow, we discovered that he had narrowly escaped a life of slavery. He claimed that pirates had raided his village, abducting him and many others to sell on a black market auction block. We dispatched a patrol to confirm the tale, and found the village almost completely destroyed. 'Twas a meagre settlement, without so much as a guardhouse. Thus did its unkind fate escape our notice until now. You'd think these pirates had never even heard of the code. Pillaging honest coals and dipping their wicks in the slave trade, they're headed the right way for a good stabbing. Aye, though it ain't set down in so many wits, the code is notoriously unforgiving against those as raise weapons against the weak. After all, the first pirates in these parts were coals, what was fleeing oppression in the northern seas. Ignore your history, and you risk becoming what it was you hated most. It's a good lesson. So, you have a mark for us then? That we do. From the descriptions given to us by the escaped villager, we've determined that these lawbreakers are members of the Jolly Merchants, a pirate crew in possession of an official privateering license. It would appear, however, that privateering has been naught but a screen behind which to hide their illicit activities. One can only imagine how many other Lomondson citizens have fallen prey to these wicked slavers. And we've let it happen right under our very noses. Naturally, the Admiral desires a swift resolution to this ignominy, but merely tracking down these poor souls who've already been sold is proving heavily taxing to our allocated resources. We could throw more soldiers at the problem, but that runs the risk of drawing the small folks' attention and inciting undue panic. Thus do we come to the Rogues Guild for help. We ask that you eliminate the Jolly Merchants and liberate the villagers presently in their custody, and that you do so with the utmost discretion. Consider it done. When those nasty coves will feel our short blades pricking into their backs, they'll enjoy but a brief moment of regret before the code is rightly enforced. Alright, let's get to work. I'll be going after the Jolly Merchants myself. Underfoot, Vikeb, you two lend your skills to the Maelstrom's investigation, and see what you can whittle about the coals that have already been sold. Melchan, you're coming with me. I think you're ready for the next step of your education. Nod. Slavers. Blech. The worst. Your aid and confidentiality in this matter is greatly appreciated. We can now focus on coordinating with the Yellow Jackets to free those unfortunate folk already sold into slavery. These jolly merchant bastards won't be so jolly once we catch up to them. I've no doubt you and Jackie can handle a few ale-sodden pirates. What if you need an extra set of fambles? Just say the word and we'll be there. Shall we get after these slaving cutthroats then? Our client tells me that the Jolly Merchantmen set sail from Aleport a few bells ago. Oh, aye, they might even board an Imperial ship or two, but that's just some mummery they're putting on to amuse the Admiral's swads. I reckoned the rest of the crew would be back on land, looking to snap the shackles on a fresh herd of Ch'tel. And just to prove me theory right, one of them jolly bastards got himself spotted, creeping about the Ruffmans in Lower Lenosia. There's been a cove over at the Morabi dry docks by the name of Swarsant, what'll likely know the full story. He's more of a shipwright than a rogue these days, but he keeps his glazes keen for the guild. Head over and have yourself a prattle, and I'll join you soon like. The Morabi dry docks. Okay. Bum, ba, bum. Robot. Clunk, 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 clunk. Ah, here he is. Swarsant. Aye, I know what you are. What can old Swarsant do for you? Hunting down jolly merchant slavers. Ah, well, that explains a few things. I was keeping an eye on the bustle about the dry docks, you see, when I spied an odd trio off in the distance. This rough-looking sod, one of your pirates I'd wager, was prodding along another bloke and this poor skinny lass. I've seen whipped curs look less miserable than the two being herded. Last I saw, they were headed south. If what you're saying about this slavery business is true, then that jolly merchant's not going to walk his charges all the way to market. No, he luckily has a boat waiting for him. And if I were a slaver headed south, my vessel would be hidden somewhere along the Salt Strand. That doesn't leave you much time. You said Jackie was on his way then? You'd best go on ahead, and I'll point him in the right direction when he gets here. Search the coast along the Salt Strand and you'll find your slavers. Shouldn't be long before Jackie arrives, so I'd stay out of sight until he joins you. Yeah, spy on the Jolly Merchant. Get to stab slavers. I mean, if you're gonna stab someone, make it a slaver. Clunk. Oh, I love this mech so much. Oh, that's them over there. Hello. Hi. They're sodden late. Again. Hello, I'm not suspicious at all. And neither are you. Okay, let's just mutually agree. Neither of us are suspicious. Until I stab you. Swarsant came through for us, eh? Now, what do we got here? This one looks a charmer. Sodden move, I told you. Me peg-legged grandma obbles quicker than you miserable sykes of shite. Or maybe you need another thrashing, is that it? You already forgot what happens when you try me generous patience? I'm sorry. Please, no more beatings. We walked as fast as we could, but we need food. Water. Then get in the boat and shut your traps. You'll get fed when we reach the other side. The other side? Where are you taking us? Are you challenging me or just plain daft? I told you to keep your bleating mouth shut. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Leviathan's scaly ass, she's weeping again. Listen, we're headed to Aleport, alright? That's where me and me shipmates gather to take stock of the merchandise and decide what gets sold where. You see, some buyers want only lads, while others is looking for lasses. As long as we keep these rich bastards happy, we make more coin than we ever did scrapping with the Empire's war galleys. Not that you care about that, I suppose. What matters to you is that you'll be loaded onto the Jolly Merchantman, sailed off to God's nowhere, and Limsa will be a distant memory. Well, thanks for telling us your plan. So if I was you, I'd fill that empty belly with one last big gobful of sweet Lenossian sea breeze. I'm sore tempted to put a blade twixt his eyes here and now, but that won't get the job done. No, we'll let him guide us to his mates in Aleport, then we'll mill the whole bloody lot of them. The Jolly Merchants will get their due, don't you worry about that. They've gone. We'd best hurry to Aleport. Unless you have a quicker way, there's a ferry what leaves from Candlekeep Quay. I'll meet you across the water, lass. Yeah, we just teleport there. Because we can. Another person with a koala. Oh my god! Oh my god! It sits on your head. Oh my god! That's cute. That is so cute. I need a koala. I need it. I demand koala. Mochan, that Jolly Merchant cove still with his captives. Seems to have taken a room under an alias. Hiding their operation in plain sight. Bold as brass, eh? But it's an old slaver's trick. See, even if some coal recognises the merchandise, only a single handler gets boned. The rest of the crew just whistles, all innocent-like, while their mate is marched off to cry cockles. and you can bet they've threatened bloody murder for any prisoner what raises a hue and cry. Patience now, lass. We'll just wait until we're sure that all these blackguards have arrived. Meanwhile, you'd better sharpen your stabbers. We've a busy night ahead of us. Ready for the job then? Once the jolly merchants are all here, we'll ambush the sods and set their captives free. Yes! That ought to be long enough. We'll just have to hope there aren't any stragglers. Listen closely now, lass. The merchants are disguised as plain old venturers, and have settled themselves in 3 separate rooms here in Aleport. How do we whittle which coves are the merchants? Easy. Take a look at the daddles of that bingo swilling coal over yonder. He's wearing lavender gloves. The exact same type what that nasty sod at the salt strand had on. That'll be how they find each other in a crowd. Of course, it's also how I whittled where each of the bastards was staying. Just snilch the hopeless glazes of the company they keep, and you can be sure you've found your mark. So, here's the job all laid out for you. We hit all 3 common rooms, mill the merchants quick and dirty like, and get those captives their bleeding lives back. Alright? Oi! The storeroom door's been forced open. Some thieving sod's been at the ale. Well, they can't have gotten far. Better get the lads and do a sweep of the port. Was that merchant cove gulping pilfered ale? You'd think they'd be doing their best not to draw attention to themselves, all things considered. Bloody oafs. And now we've got a swarm of yellow jackets buzzing about, looking for blood. If they spot us wandering around in the darkmans, I've a feel they'll axe first and ask questions later. It'd be best then if the patrols never even knew we was here. We'll slip as sneaky as we can into each of the common rooms, and use them telltale lavender gloves to identify our marks. There's innocent coals in there as well, mind, so let's try not to stab any as don't deserve it, eh? I'm thinking we should head out one at a time to better avoid them yellow jackets, so I'll let you take the lead. After you, Milchan. Yeah. Our marks are behind the doors up ahead. Don't let them yellow jackets see you. Sneaky sneak. I sneak. Therefore I am. Hello. Any slavers in here? Yep. Oh yeah, so there's a bunch of people here. Arrow knocking adventurer. But this one gets a stabbing. Good you. We untie the poor little captive. Thank you, thank you. That's one. Hello. Any jerks in here? Oh, yep, we got some jerks. Axe wielding adventurer. Adventurer my ass. Take your disagreement outside, says one of the adventurers. No. I will not. I'm free? Aw. This is a feel-good mission. Get to rescue slaves? Aw. It's nice. Don't see me. I'm not here. You didn't see anything. Hello, you've got 2 slaves. Oh, this is the one from the boat. Yeah. I mugged him. Yeah, rogues get a mug ability. Freedom. Thank you, he says. I'm free? That looks to be the last of them, and you didn't even need my help. Back into the shadows, lass. Hands off the merchandise. Ain't no one cuts into our profits. Where'd these coves spring from? Get to stabbing, Milchan. This person's just cheering us on, like, hey, fight, fight. Help us. They're slavers. No? Okay. You just wanted some entertainment. Urgh, stabbed them all. Stabby. Stabby, stabby. I've just finished reading the report. In addition to liberating those unfortunate Lominston citizens, you've done much to cripple the Jolly Merchant slaving operation. Thank you. The Admiral shall be most pleased. Not a bad night's work, eh, Milchan? The Maelstrom will be taking care of them poor culls we freed. And I've made sure none of the merchants we downed are like to get up again. As for the Jolly Merchantman, well, her crew can expect a visit from the Admiral's finest galleys. And it won't be for tea and crumpets on the poop deck. Right, me natty lass, our part in this is done. Time to head back to the sisters. Excuse me, are you the ones who freed us? Aye. Was there something else we could do for you, miss? The Maelstrom swads will take you home, if that's what you're worried about. Oh no, I know. I just wanted to... thank you. If I may, there was one other thing I wish to tell you. Moments before you rescued me, that dreadful pirate was muttering into his cups. 'Twas something about another raiding party that hadn't yet made it back. I beg your pardon? It seems they'd been hunting for slaves in western Lanosia, and being so close to Owlport, our captor assumed they were out rounding up Chattel until last bell. I just couldn't bear the thought of anyone else suffering as I have. Please, is there naught you can do? There certainly is, miss. You just get yourself safely home and leave this stray pack of jackals to us. I will pray for your success. Thank you again. Wow. Ha, so much for savouring a victory pint. I'll send word of this development to Underfoot and the Stray, with some well-earned trade for the last of these jolly merchants. By the by, how's your throwing arm, Milchan? I think it's time I learned you how to fling a proper blade. When you're out in the wide open roughlands, you often find the need to sting a cove from a distance. And I'm sure a canny lass like yourself will figure out all sorts of uses for a well-thrown dagger. Just keep it in mind for when we hunt down the rest of them slavers. Bum, 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 bum. I learned throwing dagger. Just a nice ranged move. Throw dagger. Simple. Slave to the code. Those last few jolly merchant bastards must be camped out somewhere in western Lonossia. Now, if I was a black-blooded, gill-grubbing slaver, where would I be hiding? There's naught to the west but the Sahuagin pools. Even those bollocks-for-brains pirates know better and to trespass on fishback territory. And they won't want a chance running into patrols near Aleport, so that just leaves us east. The flock? Aye, they'll likely be nestled down in the ruins out there amongst the dodos. That's where we'll try to pick up their trail. You head on over and snooch the place, while I send word to the sisters in the Maelstrom. So many slavers. The flock. Ah, over there. Hello, I am Sneaky Rogue. Clonk, 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 clonk. You got a behemoth? Clonk, clonk. Lots of fates around here. Lots of pirates around here. Hello, I'm probably meant to fight some of you. Stabby stabby. Help our child. Aww. Thank you for freeing us. We've been tied up here since those awful pirates snatched us from our beds. Those are some interesting looking dodos you've got there, Mel-chan. No sign of the merchants though, eh? Their leader mentioned heading over to Aleport. He said something about there being no signal, and that was a signal that something was wrong. They just left us, hobbled here like lambs for the market. One of them japed about keeping the meat unsullied in case there was trouble. Pray let us flee this place before they return. And who are you to just sidle in and set loose our hard-won prizes, eh? Ah, good. The merchants are here to get stabbied. 'Twas the damnedest thing. We'd half a crew lodging in Aleport, and not a one of 'em survived the night. Done in by a couple of sneaky curs what favoured the short blades, they say. I'm supposing that was you two. Seems you've a bone to pick with our choice of trade. Aye, I can't say I've much use for slavers, except as a place to bury me knives. Oh, and I wouldn't bother yourself with waiting on your ship to come back neither. The jolly merchants are done for. You might have the right of it, lad. But then you wouldn't know the kind of coin 3 healthy slaves like them ones will bring us. I'll have a new ship and a new crew before a single moon has passed. You hear that, Chateau? You're each worth a shining bloody fortune. And you've me to thank for helping you learn your true worth. Ignore this bleating sod. In fact, why don't you step back a ways? These coves are about to learn the consequences of breaking the code, and the discussion is like to get messy. Did you not think we'd come for you? You can try to stifle your victims' screams in the darkmans, but the shadows are always listening. Stab them all. I like me slaves with a bit of fight. You'll fetch a grand price on the block. Stow your wids and draw your steel. Always more of them. They've got some... They've got trained killer dodos. These birds move slow, but they've a nasty peck, says Jackie. Throw your daggers at them. Oh, okay, I'm supposed to throw my daggers at them. More dodos? Thought they was slavers, not bleeding farmers. And still they come. Banner. Saves us the searching. More dodos! Oh! They hungry. For blood. Dodos attack pattern beta. That's a joke from another cartoon about a game. Ah. Underfoot is here to get underfoot. Or at least I would if any bugger was left standing. This is a fine pile of quarrons. There's naught for us to do. No scraps for latecomers. The lass and me had a hunger. Thank you. I shudder to think what horrid fate awaited us, had you not helped us to escape. I knew someone would come. You're just like the heroes in the stories. They always arrive at the perfect time and triumph over the villains. Do you think I could be a hero like you? I know I could be brave and strong too. I just know it. You don't want to be like me, lad. Listen now. Me and those cows there, we're the ones what the scary folk are afraid of. And that's because we keep the rules for the world they live in. We don't much care if you shirk your chores or get into fights. But if you ever break the code and betray your mates, then that's when we'll come after you. No matter how far you run or how well you hide. Are you just threatening this kid? Live your life like the hero you want to be, though, and you'll never need to worry about that. Aye, you two can stubble it and all. I assume you are the citizens who were abducted by the Jolly Merchants? I am Captain Milala of the Yellow Jackets. Maelstrom Command has entrusted me with conducting you to safety. It's all right, lad. These folk will take care of you. Go on, you'd best not get left behind. Was there aught else, Captain? Word on a new job? A job? From me? For you? How patently absurd! Why, I'd rather hire a sewer rat to mind my larder. Was it during one of your jobs that you turned Aleport into a slaughterhouse? What dark age is this, that we must employ assassins to enforce the law? It is this continued dalliance with underworld miscreants such as you that prevents Limsa from ever fully expunging the stain of piratical infection. Look at these weapons you bear. A civilized person uses such implements to carve meat or peel fruit, and leaves them at a table where they belong. Do you perhaps clench them twixt your teeth as you swing over rails like the pirates you hunt? Our fair city has no place for those who refuse to abandon the brutish ways of the past. The only champions of justice this nation requires are the valiant and forthright soldiers of the Yellow Jackets. As she wields a double-barreled gun. Jackie, the bloody hells does this Cole want with us? I've not the foggiest idea, love. Just smile and nod. I've not come here to be patronised. I've come to put a decisive end to piracy in all its forms. Consider this visit a gauntlet thrown at the collective feet of the Rogues Guild. Heed well my words. Just before dawn this very morn, a maelstrom vessel stocked with provisions was boarded and looted by pirates. Much of the cargo was stolen, and that is vexing indeed, but it is the theft of 3 items in particular, 3 unique treasures of nigh incalculable worth, that most distresses my martial colleagues. Says the little lass who's sporting a firearm, yes. As for the brigands, they made well their escape, disappearing into the dawn's mist along with their precious plunder. A rum tale? What's it to do with us? I challenge you. A contest to reclaim these stolen treasures. Should my Yellow Jackets and I succeed in retrieving the greater share, I shall formally propose the abolition of the Rogues Guild. Upon review of our achievements, the Admiral will surely concede that your unscrupulous institution has outlived its usefulness. Ah, blow it out your wattle. I've better ways to spend me time. Oh, do you now? This incident constitutes a theft against the nation of Limsa. Does that not violate your beloved code? If I'm not mistaken, you've no choice but to rise to the occasion. Unless, of course, you mean to slink back into your hole and abandon the fundamental precepts of your duty? All right, you screeching shrew. You've made your bloody point. And you'll be sorry that you did, I promise you that. Your paltry promises amount to naught in the face of my conviction. I shall not rest until Limsa is free of every last buccaneer, scoundrel, and shadow-dwelling ne'er-do-well. What now, Jackie? For right now, we head back to the sisters. Well, I think she likes us. Back to the Rogues Guild. A gun for someone small's a great equalizer. That's true. Just don't diss my knife. Do you like my gun? I didn't actually realise how long the Rogue quest line is. That's just the level 15 quest. It goes all the way up to 30. And we're about 2 hours in. Huh. But we'll see how long it turns out to see if we have time to do Ninja as well. I guess it's because it's one of the later ones they added, so they put more effort into it. For a wee lass, that Malala's got some bollocks, and it seems she's well done with aught what whiffs of pirate stock. Well done with aught what whiffs of pirate stock. I don't take kindly to Coles pulling me strings, but the shrew is right. The code's been broken, and we've a job to do. From the sounds of it though, them coves knew what they were about when they cloyed them treasures. I'll need you at your best. It's time you learn the art of mugging. Rough up a Cole in just the right way, and he'll give up more than what you'd get if you just plain knocked him on his arse. Me and the lads will be busy whittling the story on them bitten baubles, so you're free to head out and sharpen your skill. Might even be as you'll pocket some extra blunt while you're at it, eh? Extra blunt? I don't think he means it in that way. Action learned. Mug! Yes, that's this thing. Increases the chance of additional items being dropped by target if mug is dealt before or as the finishing blow. Yes, that's kind of cool. Level 20. Grinners in the Mist. Been practicing your dance steps, Melchan? Because we're about ready to run rings around Captain Malala and her squads. Malala. That sounds wrong. Malala. What is that? Oh, I'm thinking of the Teletubby named Lala. Blunt equals coins. Oh, I see. Yep, that makes sense. Imagine it's just an actual mug and you toss it at people. I want that. The Yellow Jackets have been pressing their investigations into the treasures what was cloyed from that maelstrom tub, but, as you know, we've got our own network of coves what don't miss naught of the goings-on in town. As for the sharp end of the job, it'll be you, me, Underfoot and the Stray. Let's get down to business, eh? Or you just take a sip of coffee. The white and green isn't too bad a colour combo. Yeah, I like their outfits actually. VKeb's late to the feast, so I'll just make sure we're all on the same page for the now. When you get down to it, we have 2 goals for this job. Bite back them 3 treasures, and mill the coves what cloyed them in the first place. You can be sure that Yellow Jacket shrew will be doing her damnedest to beat us to the marks. And seeing as the fate of the guild is at stake, we'd best not drag our Jew beaters on this one. I say we grabble them baubles afore she's even lifted anchor, and give her a proper reason to rage against us rogues. You seem awful keen on this contest all of a sudden, Jackie. Aye, well, here's the thing. I sent me a grievance to the thalassocracy regarding the shrew's challenge, but them paper shufflers don't care a whit, as long as one of us gets the job done. So I figured I'd sail with the wind rather than against it. Besides, we wouldn't want to shirk our duties and force poor Captain Malala to blunder about in the scary darkmans, now would we? How very gentlemanly of you. Well, them's the cards that we've been dealt, ain't they? Now stow your quips, and let's hear what you've learned about them bloody treasures already. Aye, the treasures. According to the manifest of that maelstrom vessel, we're looking to bite back the Cerulean Star, the Silver Sorrows, and something called the Black Sarcophagus. Aside from the fancy names, I was able to whittle a few more details. The Cerulean Star, for starters, is a big old blue diamond what shines like, well, like a star, I suppose. Then we've got the Silver Sorrows, a pair of earrings what once graced the wattles of a sultana of Udar. There's a tale there, but one what don't concern us at present. Lastly, this Black Sarcophagus thing. I'm afraid that one remained a mystery, no matter how much I poked and prodded. In any case, all 3 of these trinkets was recorded as spoils from official privateering raids. Now, as you know, a pirate will usually sell his plunder through a reliable fence. Sometimes, though, holding an auction is the only way to offload goods what is too extravagant, or just too bleeding rare for the average coal to deal in. Our 3 wondrous treasures fell into the auction-only category. When the bidding began in Aleport, the thalassocracy weighed in with its ample purse, made some unmatchable offers, then organised a tub for the merchandise to be shipped back to Limsa. And that's when our marks swooped in and picked their transport clean. I had a few wids with them Maelstrom sailors that survived the attack, and they pointed the finger at the grinning curs. Problem is, not one coal's seen hide nor hair of the curs, not to mention their bloody ship, since the raid. Sorry I'm late, Jackie, but you'll want to hear this. Some of the cargo what was cloyed from that transport was just found during a routine inspection at the Lithagran checkpoint. Lithagran? Had the curs made landfall then? And what are the treasures? Any mention of them? Not that I've heard, but the jackets ain't done shaking out all the boxes yet. Then we'd better get eyes out there quick like. Melchen, Underfoot, you're fresh for a run, ain't you? Come on, lass. I'll race you out to the checkpoint. Alright. You've never heard of the Grinning Curs? They're a pack of rabid buccaneers, what used to belong to the Salthounds. Back in the day, the Salthounds had the crew to fill more than a few ships. Aye, there was no other pirate gang what could match them when it came to sheer numbers. But when the Admiral came to power and passed her famous law, most of the hounds chose a life on land, and those who spat on the law became the curs. Simple as that. Ah, water. Bigler Chungus. Funny name. Jump, 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 jump. Hello, Underfoot. I won our race. You owe me a pint, Meljan. Japes aside, though, it looks like VCAB was right on about the cargo. From what I've been able to catch from them swads at the gate, it seems a peddler was boned for carrying goods, what was known to be aboard that transport. They carted the poor sod away in chains, but the cargo itself is still here. I saw a pair of jackets carrying boxes up that wooden ramp. We need to know what's in them crates. I get the feeling they won't open their guns for the asking, though, not while this fool's challenge is going on. Do you think you could skulk over there and see if they've found them treasures yet? Sneak in as close as you dare and whittle what's become of them baubles. Hurrah! Sneaky sneak. Those ones. Ah, that's a Spriggan. It's a cute little pet. Oh, it's called a dust bunny. It's a kind of Spriggan. They eat rocks and minerals. Yeah, it's carrying a rock around. Yeah, they're pretty cute. I don't know which Final Fantasy game they originated from, but they're pretty cute. Very fluffy. Hello. 2 yellow jacket soldiers are inspecting the seized cargo. Approach them while cloaked by your hide ability and attempt to listen in on their progress. What if I just run up to them? That's far enough. We can't be having any unauthorized persons interfering with our official investigations. Now move along. Alright. Whoosh. The Yellow Jackets are discussing the contents of the crates. This is all junk. No diamond, no earrings, and no bloody black sarcophagus. Looks like we'll have to lean hard on that skinny peddler if we're to find them treasures. The sergeant says the merchant's still pleading ignorance, claims he was hired to carry the goods through the checkpoint and naught else. What a pile of pugil shit. I'm guessing the pirates have split the cargo and are trying their luck at every checkpoint. Captain Malala's already given orders to double the guard and inspect every cart and wagon what comes through. Curious about what's in the boxes, are you? Well, why don't you go be curious from way over there and let us do our jobs? We can't be having any... yeah, okay, seen that. See ya. So nothing's here. So they've found naught of value, eh? Bene. Thought we'd lost the contest before we'd even properly started. But be that as it may, something don't add up here. Why would you order a cull to carry the goods through the checkpoint? No smuggler is that daft, surely. And even if by some miracle of the gods you squirmed through Lithagran without raising a fuss, why would you risk taking merchandise back to the city what you clawed it from? No, there's a bigger picture here, and we need to take a step back to see it. Assuming the Kerrs hired this peddler to do their dirty work, there'll be someone in the shadows has brokered the deal. And I just happen to know a cove what makes it his business to oversee these kinds of shady arrangements. The thing is, this black marketeer bloke changes his haunts depending on how the breeze blows. Quite literally, in fact. I seem to recall the Navigator's Veil being shifted by a westerly this morning, so that put him... at Tiller's Rest. Nice and close. Why don't we go ask him a few questions before we head back to the guild? Reminds you of those enemies from Gimmick? I haven't played Gimmick. Clunk, clunk, clunk. Oh, that's that late NES game, isn't it? That platformer? Yeah, the momentum-based platformer? Nice. Yeah, I've seen that at GDQ a few times and it looked really good. It's like a fun game. It's fun? Nice. Hopefully I can play it someday. Hello, this person looks shady. Just a little bit. I pride myself on my memory for faces, but yours is unknown to me. Are you an earnest customer? Or an inquisitive annoyance? I must be sure of your intentions. Ah! Annoying flea should flee. Masterful master cannot abide foolish fools. Been hanging out with Francisca, have you? The dance is old, but the name is new. Put away your daggers, rogue. I have peddled my wares to your kind since the upright thieves stalked the night. Speak, what would you have of this humble merchant? Still tormenting the cults there, Grandad. We've come for information on a smuggling job. There was this peddler what was caught at the Lithagran checkpoint, moving merchandise for the Grinning Kerrs. Pleaded innocence, even when he had the screws put to him. You wouldn't know naught about that deal, would you? Every last sordid detail. Not a single grain of stolen sand passes through the shadows without my knowledge. But such prickly wisdom lodges tightly in one's throat. What have you brought to ease the pain of its passage? Spare me the theatrics, Grandad. Here's your usual purse. The sum is paid, the deal is made. May my answers sate your fickle hunger. Your hapless peddler was indeed innocent. He was but a beast of burden, employed by associates of the Grinning Kerrs, and likely knew naught of his freight's tainted nature. A pawn, if you will, A convenient decoy. There are those amongst my acquaintances who specialise in providing such services. Aye, that's what I thought. The curs wanted that coal to get caught, and now the jackets have had a taste, they'll waste their time yaffling every shite pie what comes through their checkpoints. Meanwhile, the real treasures are hidden away in the Darkmans, along with the grinning curs. Not the Darkmans, Master Rogue, the Mist. Aside from the travelling merchant, the Cur's associates have spent coin on another piece for this little game. A navigator, one who is practiced in piloting a vessel through the Doxy's pool. The Doxies? The gods only know how many ships have sailed into that fog soup and never come out again. And that's where you say the curs have gone to ground? Now there's a trick what took some bollocks. Once their hunted tub was sitting dimmer in the mist, though, it would have been easy to have these associates of theirs ferry the junk goods to Lanosia. Then the canny coves just needed to wait for the peddler to get boned, and draw the glazes of the yellow jackets inland. We need to strike now. As soon as they learn the coast is clear, they'll flee for open waters. A fair appraisal of events. Now that you know the location of your marks, however, it will not be so difficult to track them down. The Doxy's pool was once an impenetrable shroud, but ever since the calamity, the mists are far less constant. Narrow your search to the heaviest banks, and you will soon uncover those who wish to remain unseen. But now, a warning. The mists conceal other dangers besides the dogs you seek. A careless step may land you upon the chopping block. The chopping block? You can't mean... Seems I've found myself another lead to look into. You hurry on back to Jackie and tell him what we've learned so far. I forget what he means about the chopping block. I guess we'll find out. I hope we might do business again, young rogue. Pray be mindful not to lose your head in the course of your duty. Yeah, that's real funny. That line would fit in with a Dark Souls NPC, complete with the creepy giggle at the end. Water. Back to the Rogue Guild. Oh, the Spriggan has these tiny little legs. Ah, it's cute. Look at the look on its face. It's very happy. It's so cute. Talk to you. About time, lass. You was gone so long I almost sent the stray after you. What happened to Underfoot? So, our marks and their bitten baubles are snug inside the Doxy's pool, eh? I'll not discount the old man's warning, but we may not have been our chance to crash the curs and grab all them treasures. We board their ship right now. You, me and Vikeb. I suppose we'll be needing ourselves a tub for the voyage. I'll have whiz with Swarson and see what the dry docks can spare us by way of a ship and a reliable crew. Get your kit together and meet us there. The Doxy's pool ain't no place to rush into, but we've little choice. We'll set sail from the dry docks as soon as we're all ready to go. Alright. The dry docks again. Scumpile is this character's name. Oh my god. What is this mount? That is amazing. Don't know what it is, but it's amazing. Anyway. Hello, Jackie. Alright, Melchan. I've poured in some favours, and there's a crew what'll get us close enough to scamper aboard the cursed vessel. It'll be crammed up on that deck. If we try to mill the whole lot at once, we'll soon find ourselves up against the rails. So we go in quick and quiet, and try to knock 'em off a few at a time. Well, lass, are you eager to test your sea legs? Yeah. No worries, son of Tukai. Have a good night. And thanks for hanging out. Defeat the grinning curs. Right, no one's seen us so far. Let's get to work. I'll sink me stabbers in the captain. Those two back there are yours. Follow me, Melchan. Rogues, all the bloody way out here. I thought we were going to be stealthy. Oh well. Instead we're just going to kill them all. I don't know how you found us, but they'll never find what's left of you. Oh, this guy's a healer, so this guy must die. Slippery bastards. Let's see just how quick you are. Open the cage. Let the growler off his chain. Growler? Kitty! They got a big kitty. Big old kitty. I don't have my number 3 combo move yet. Oh well. 1, 2, 1, 2. Hello, I'm back. Boom. Kick you in the head. That's a cute emote. Explosive kitty of electrified death? Yes. Jackie, I found me one of them treasures. Unless there's another fist-sized blue diamond on board, it's got to be the cerulean star. As for them other 2 baubles, I've tossed the cabins and been through the hold ilm by ilm, but there's naught else here. Well, we'll just have to ask all sweet like, won't we? Spit it out, cur. Where are you keeping the rest of your treasures? Huh, you think I'd spill me guts for the likes of you, rogue? Maybe you wouldn't at that. But what about this partner you're working with? How'd you... We don't need no partner. So, you're telling me this was all your own idea? You woke up one day and decided you'd attack a maelstrom transport right off the coast of Aleport, then disappear into the loving embrace of the Doxy's pool? Not exactly your style, is it? The Grin and Curs are too bleeding famous for being the crew what turned their snouts up at privateering in favour of keeping to the old ways. You've only escaped the Yellow Jackets' grip this long by crawling on your bellies and snatching scraps what fell from the table. You ain't the type to sink your teeth into a Navy-owned vessel, no matter the prize. Eh? Well, maybe there ain't no profit in being cautious no more. The age of pirates is swift coming to an end. Merlwyb won't be stopped, not by a piddling little crew like mine. That's why we've thrown in our lot with the executioners. That blue rock was just our share of the loot, the scraps from the table, like you said. If you want them other trinkets, then you'll have to take it up with our new mates. One job at a time, lass. First, we need to get these stinking coves and their tub back to the docks. We're back. Piss on you for taking our ship. Should have set her on fire while I still had the chance. The job just got proper thorny, but at least we've grabbed one of them damn treasures. Putting aside the issue of who gave the orders, there's no doubt that these was the coves as raided that maelstrom ship. Now for a punishment what fits the crime. I was informed that a certain well-known pirate ship was spotted weighing anchor at the Marabi dry docks. I assume that this was your work. Aye, you missed all the excitement, Captain. But never you mind. The Cerulean Star is back and bobbing our sneaky little fambles. And these must be the grinning curs. Degenerate fiends! How dare you ply your filthy trade in Lomondson waters? How many innocent sailors were massacred that you might sate your vile avarice? Every one of your kind ought to be lined up and shot. A musket ball is the only answer for this rampant display of lawlessness. Wait. Do you mean to just execute him here on the bloody docks? At least take the buggers into custody first. Handing them over to you for lawful punishment will satisfy the demands of the code just as well. We've already got the answers to our questions, so feel free to take them away. Do not presume to give me orders, rogue. You only managed to capture these villains and their ill-gotten treasure by employing unsavoury and unconscionable means. Why, you're naught more than pirates yourself. These bastards ain't worth a true pirate spit. The Upright Thieves was formed to protect us from ourselves. Now they're just hunting dogs for the Admiral. Merlwyb yanks the leash, and another buccaneer disappears. You rogues are traitors to your own kind. If it hadn't been for you. Aye, go on then. Blame me and me coves for your own failures. You know what you was about when you defied the code. You knew that we'd be after you. We're done here. There are still 2 treasures left, rogue, and I mean to claim them both. I'd reconsider this contest of yours, Captain. Turns out this fish we're trying to hook is a shark, and it might just swallow you whole. You think this is over? The pirates will have their day again. What shark is he speaking of? And how could any pirate challenge the might of the Yellow Jackets? No, he seeks but to unnerve me. I'll wring the truth from these grinning curs, and we'll see who triumphs over whom. Alright, you do that. Yeah, this is definitely one of my favourite class quests. It's really good. It's got a lot of effort put into it too. Got the characters and the different missions you go on, and the storyline. It's all really good. For all she likes to blame the rogues for their methods, she sure sounds bloodthirsty. Yes, she does, actually. She wanted to just shoot those people. Yeah. Better work on that ship, Mo-chan. First blood is ours. How'd you take to fight in the sea? There are few as can drop an opponent as quick as a rogue, but mind you don't exhaust yourself just flailing your blades at the tougher coves. And that goes double for when you've mates on your flanks. If you notice yourself starting to flag, there's naught wrong with pulling back from time to time, and staggering your attacks with each other to keep the pressure on. I've said it afore, lass, but I'll need you sharp enough to carve steel for what's to come. I'm afraid this will be more of a challenge than even what that little shrew was bargaining for. That's assuming the curs wasn't lying about the executioners, and the executioners are who I bloody think they are. Twixt you and me, though, I'm hoping the name is just some laughable coincidence. Bum, 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 bum. Level 25, Sweet Sorrows. Oh there, Mel-chan. We've a rough job ahead of us, and that's a fact. Matters are tangled enough, what with that Malalas mort snapping at our heels, but we still managed to grapple that first trinket without too much fuss. Biting back them other two treasures, though, that'll be a different story. Once the stray gets here, I'll explain what, or more to the point, who, we're up against. Alright, we have two baubles left on the list. The Silver Sorrows and the Black Sarcophagus. Let's see where we're at. Oi, where's Paramu got to? Underfoot? He's still looking to whittle the tail behind that bleeding sarcophagus. We'll not be cloying that stickler until we've at least an inkling as to what the bloody thing looks like. Treasures aside, I've been doing some digging of me own into these executioner allies of the grinning curs, and I'm afraid the name weren't no coincidence. Mel-chan, you've heard of the bloody executioners, I hope? It seems them curs was feeding from the famble of one of the nation's greatest pirate powers. This ain't no ordinary crew of cutthroats, lass. Within Limsa Laminsa, the bloody executioners wield a power and influence second only to the Admiral herself. They was none too fond of Merlwyb or her prohibition on piracy, and it wasn't only the overwhelming threat posed by the Garlean Empire what eventually convinced them to play nice with the thalassocracy. But pirates ain't ones to play nice for long. Now that Hilfer ain't around to helm the ship, the solidarity of the bloody executioners has begun to show cracks. All the strongest captains and lieutenants have begun to form their own factions, and are scrabbling to claim the top chair for themselves. Of course, not one bloody cove can agree with another one on which way the executioners ought to sail. Among these new factions, though, is a group what is pushing to break free of the Admiral's grip completely. Turns out these reformists, as they call themselves, was the ones that took the grinning curs under their wing. Which means they've got possessions of the last two treasures we've yet to cloy. Rumours around town say that, even for executioners, these coves are bloody and ruthless, and not to be crossed. We should sit this one out, Jackie. Piss on Malala's contest, It ain't worth this kind of grief. We'd be inviting the wrath of a crew so large and dangerous that even the Admiral ain't keen on coming to blows with them. If they ever came after us, large or small, it don't much matter. They broke the code when they hit that maelstrom tub. Aye, the grinning curs are paying for that crime, but would be poor sodden excuses for rogues if we let the real culprits carry on unpunished. I mean to see this job to the end, and that means biting back them treasures and handing out proper justice to them as deserve it. But Jackie... Listen, with all the infighting going on at present, us stabbing a short blade into one faction's toe ain't like to bring the whole executioner crew down on our heads. Besides, them reformist buggers are so far split from the main mob that they've been avoiding the city altogether. Now, it's about time we got to work. Melchan, you're to track down our black market contact. I set him looking into the Curs's new allies a while back, so he should have some answers for us by now. The veil was lifted by a southerly this morn. That'll put the old man at his haunt in Lower Lenosia. Here, take this sack of blunt and pay a visit to the House of Styx. That's kobold territory, if you didn't know. The old man bribes them with ore, and hires the biggest and meanest sods as bodyguards. Just be ready for your approach to be challenged. They're doing a good job portraying a lot of different world and character problems. Characters, even good ones, or especially good ones, need flaws when you're writing a story. Yeah. I really like the characters in this guild, especially. I know full sodden well what it means to be a rogue, but as deadly as our guild is, we'd not survive a war with the bloody executioners. The bloody executioners. That's an annoying spot to get to. Go to the dry docks. But yeah, the rogue storyline, it really fleshes out the Limsa Laminsa city so well, I think. Once you understand a lot more about how things work there. And it makes sense there's this seedy underbelly. You don't just outlaw piracy in a bunch of pirates and have it all go well. Yeah, so I really love how this is written. It's very cool. Dodoge! Windmills. Alright, here we are. Hello. Oh no! Just throw some daggers at you, if you don't mind. Oh, a handy blade for each hand. Handy blade for each hand. Welcome to the House of Styx, young rogue. You must excuse my hireling's enthusiasm for greeting visitors. Now, have you any cumbersome baggage of which I might relieve you, before we begin our conversation in earnest? Sack of coin. There you go. Yeah, a heavy burden for one of your tender years to bear, but its weight has balanced the scales. The sum is paid, and the deal is made. Let us speak of these reformists. This faction that so wronged the code now seeks to peddle one of its stolen treasures, the earrings better known as the Silver Sorrows. The deal, it is said, is set to take place at Costa del Sol. The buyer? A moneyed merchant from the golden sands of Uldar. The earrings will be out in the open, vulnerable. I would target the moment of transaction were I so inclined, as the gentleman up there by the cabin appears to be, for he purchased this self-same information. Yeah. Though he attempts to disguise his identity, the stench of a soldier yet lingers. I know not where one such as he came to learn of my existence, but I suspect he works for a certain yellow-coated captain. Brave she is, but foolish. Stumble blindly into the underworld, and your groping hands will not save you from the holes at your feet. Sudden shall be her fall. The reformists will soon divest themselves of the Silver Sorrows. I would not dally if you wish to stay ahead of your rivals. Well, the Admiral has this info as well. Is that it? What else can you tell me? Back to the Rogue Guild. Nearly 7 o'clock. Don't know if we'll have time to do the ninja one. Hello. Rogue one is good. Heroes having flaws, crippling character flaws, is what creates another set of challenges for the character to overcome. Yeah. Kind of character development if they have, you know, no character? Yeah. They can't grow and learn if they're already perfect. Yeah. That's such a good point. So far you're pretty happy with how they're pulling stuff like that off in this game? Nice. Yeah, me too. I'm really enjoying this game's writing and world. There's a lot of different layers and backstory and stuff to everything. It's very cool. Welcome back, Melchan. What information did the old man have on them reformists? Looking to unload them earrings, are they? And to an Uldar, no less. Can't say as I'm surprised to hear the buyers from out of town. You won't find many Lominsons willing to milk coin on what them coves are selling. Only the daftest of sods would go about funding them as means to pull down the Admiral. One of Malala's lackeys arrived at the house afore you? How did they know to... Bah, them curs we captured must have cackled during the shrew's interrogations. We'll have to assume the Yellow Jackets know what we know, and that means we'd best get our asses to Costa del Sol right bleeding now. I'll handle this one, Jackie. You and Melchen can wait here for Perimu. Oi, Viked, what in the hell's is she playing at? After her, lass. She knows this ain't a solo job. Go after the stray and lend her a fanball, will ya? Will ya? You can board the ferry for Costa del Sol from the docks at Fisherman's Bottom. I could. Or I could just click this button. Hello. I told you to wait at the guild. I don't need... Well, it might be as I could use an extra mort in the shadows after all. Jackie has his mind set on punishing the executioners, but me? I just want to skulk in, cloy them silver bits, and skulk out. I reckon that if I could manage to do that with no one the wiser, then they wouldn't know who to come after. Finish the job without drawing me daggers, you know? It ain't exactly true to the code, but the shield of underworld honour won't stop them bloody killers from cutting me mates' throats and setting the sisters a glimmer. The guild's the only place what offered to take in a pirate stray like me, and I'll not see it burn to the ground. The deal's about to start. Say the word when you're bending to head in. I'm going to check if I'm pronouncing that word right. B-E-N-E. Bene office furniture. Benedictionary. A combining form occurring in loan words from Latin, where it meant well. How do I pronounce? Usually they have a little button to hear how it's pronounced. Combining form. Oh, like from benediction? Okay. So it probably is just bene. Bene. Gonna make a crack comment about how many of the cats at the guild were showing off some skin, but it sounded wrong, so you refrained. Yeah, I think it's just bene. Alright, here's what we know. The rich merchant what's come over from Uldar is some old mate of Master Gegaruju. The collar's owns costed his soul. Gegaruju's taken his guards and dance-and-dells and pranced off down the beach someplace, given over the use of the entire resort to this friend. Seems she didn't want an audience for her bargain with the reformists. Which, as it happens, works out well for us. We'll wait until they're busy haggling over price, then snatch the sorrows, and hop the twig before they realise aught's amiss. Sound like a plan? Easy. Easy. Oh, suddenly it's raining. There, the players have arrived. The reformist coin counter and the Uldan buyer are setting up on the southeast platform. The earrings ought to be nearby. Hang about. Who are all these other coals? This place was meant to be empty. I see some nasty looking blokes in Uldan garb, and are those mammoths? Oh, that merchant's brought along a whole bloody entourage. I've gone and got ahead of myself. I should have realised the job would never be that easy. We'll have to mill a few of them bodyguards first, I reckon. You don't want to fight through a forest of blades should you get caught sneaking about, up on them narrow walkways. Jackie! I thought I'd... Stow your excuses, love. I know full well what you're about. You start going soft on us, though, and it'll be like losing one of me arms. I can't take on the bloody executioners all by myself. It's only 'cause I've got rogues like you, and Underfoot, and Melchan here, that the guild can take the jobs it does. When our coves walk the shadows, it's the bleeding pirates what do the trembling. Remember that, Vakeb. We ain't some two-gill robbers what piss their breeches when their daddies are caught in the honeypot. We're the knives in the darkmans, and no bastard wants to go blade to blade with the likes of us. I see you've not changed your mind, then. You'll need all the stabbers you can get, and I promise mine'll be there when you need 'em. Bene, now let's carve a path to that platform, and bite back them earrings. Vakeb, you hide yourself down by the docks in case the marks escape during the fighting. Melchan, you and me will split up, and mill the guards as we go. It's them puppets that's concern me most. I suggest you crash them little buggers before they can spring any rum fun. Creep in as close as you dare, then give 'em a good solid clout from behind. Aye, it ain't the most original strategy, but that don't make it any less lethal. Once you're done with the first group, slip back into the shadows and move on to the next. Naught to it, eh? I'll head over to the back while you start in from the front. Let's wrap this up before them jackets blunder in and scare off our marks. Hoorah! Security mammoths. Yeah, these are what they're talking about. They're basically robots that are made by the Goldsmith Guild in Uldar. Boom! Oh, I've got my combo finisher now. Nice! Whoosh. Spin like a tornado. Blah. Oh. Trick attacks on cooldown. Fine, I'll just use other abilities. This bastard's made of solid rock. Melchan, get over here and start chipping. But I'm fighting. These jerks can heal themselves. That's not cool. Stop that. Okay, he's dead. I'm coming. Sellsword Captain. I'll kill the security mammoth first. Hello. Boom! Oh, he did. You sure you needed my help? Now for the earrings. This way? You coming? Oh, he's coming. Reformist accountant. Got 6 seconds. 5, 4, 3, and trick attack. Boom! This is a private meeting. Remove these rats at once. Stabby stabby. Where's the earrings? You love how there's holes in her bandana for ears? Yes. There's some really nice just little modifications to some of the hats to suit the ears of the Mikote. Rogues? No one mentioned aught about rogues. But what in the hells do you think you're doing? I am conducting a business transaction on behalf of the bloody executioners. Do you understand what that means? Do you know what they'll do to you? Aye, I'm all a-frightened. Odd then that you're the one who's shaken. It don't matter much to me who you work for. Your bosses broke the code, and we're here to collect. Those would be the Silver Sorrows then. I'm sure you paid a caravan a coin for them shiny baubles, but I doubt they're worth your life. Let's have 'em then. But wait, damn you! You should know that this personage is an extremely influential member of the East Aldenard Trading Company. Surely you've heard of it. If the threat of reprisal will not stay your hand, then consider the political ramifications of interfering with a foreign dignitary. The Admiral would not desire you to damage Limsa's relations with Uldar. Yes, exactly. I am very highly placed in Uldan society. I have powerful friends who would not be pleased were you to mistreat me in any fashion. And you must understand, the silver sorrows are a historical treasure, a gift once bestowed upon Sultana Nanasha ul Nasha by her champion. The earrings were later stolen from the royal vault, and we had lost hope of ever recovering them. That I might so easily purchase them thus is a miracle. The return on these trinkets will be, that is to say, the sorrows must be returned to Uldar. Can you not look the other way for the sake of my nation's pride? You must think me some dull-witted thug. If this deal was being made on behalf of your country, then why are you sneaking about and consorting with pirates? An excellent point. One might doubt your quality of character were you to continue with these feeble fabrications. Hello. You need only entrust those earrings to me, should you truly wish to see them returned to Uldar, that is. After all, 'twas to fulfil that very purpose that the thalassocracy bid on the sorrows in the first place. Bit late there, aren't you, Captain? I think you'll agree this round belongs to us. On the contrary, my dear scoundrel, I made the winning move the moment I knew we were dealing with a merchant of Uldar. I come bearing an official order of seizure, authorised by the Admiral herself. You will not be harmed, but I must insist that you cooperate with this reclamation of unlawfully obtained goods. Though Costa del Sol is private property, it nevertheless lies within state-governed territory. Come along quietly, and we need not inconvenience Master Gegaruju any further. These suspects will be taken into Yellow Jacket custody, and do not concern yourselves with the silver sorrows. They'll be quite safe with me. Well, that little grin on her face. Ugh. I heard the news from Jackie. I don't think that was the Admiral choosing to side with Malala, though. Probably just eager to reclaim the silver sorrows. Anyway, that bit about them earrings being cloyed from the royal vault turns out to be true. Seems some famous burglar went after him once he heard about the godlike agility they was said to bestow upon the wearer. Godlike agility. Alright, that's gotta be a reference to something. Bloodthirsty potatoes. Bah, the hells take that canary-coloured harpy. We might as well have handed the things to her on a velvet cushion. I'll go find Underfoot and help him with his digging. There's still that last treasure out there, and you can be sure the reformists won't be giving it up without a fight. Aye, you do that. Better luck to you, love. Ah, there you are. You left before events had truly been decided, and I thought you deserved to know the score. The Uldan merchant has acquiesced to our request and surrendered the silver sorrows into our keeping. We've also apprehended the reformist accountant, and will be holding him for further questioning. Oh, but an associate of the bloody executioners? You yellow jackets don't flinch from your duty, I'll give you that. And what's this I hear about you buying information, Captain? I thought you'd sooner die than associate with elements of the underworld. I will do what I must to stay ahead in this challenge, and that Marketeer's knowledge was vital to the case. 'Tis true I might find his practices distasteful, but he is no pirate. It is the fading era of piracy which I mean to consign to the history books, and that chapter will never be fully closed until every pirate-spawned relic, including you and your guild, becomes a thing of the past. Valiant and forthright, these are the words by which the Yellow Jackets live. It is the manner in which we protect Limsa Lamensa. I swore an oath on the graves of my sisters. No more shall the innocent suffer at the hands of these savage buccaneers, these unrepentant killers. And a grand oath it is. Me, I've got me fambles full just keeping the code intact. But the code is a kind of oath too when you get down to it. And since I've sworn to uphold it, I've no intention of stepping aside and let you trample all over me or my coves. In fact, you'd be better off giving in now afore matters get proper serious. Just say you're sorry, admit defeat, and we'll leave it at that, eh? Your audacity knows no bounds. I'm done wasting words. I shall reclaim the last treasure, and then I will look on victorious as your guild is dismantled, brick by brick. Haha, that's the spirit, Captain. Just don't forget to keep an eye on them earrings. The city's crawling with rogues, you know. You could keep the sorrows in a bloody lockbox in the Coral Tower, but look away for a moment, and one of me coves will bite them beauties right back. Calm down, Jackie. Come on, Mel-chan. It's back to the sisters for us. Alright, back to the guild. I'm going to look up those earrings, because that sounds like they were probably an item in another Final Fantasy game. Let's see, Final Fantasy Wiki. Okay, what were they called? Silver Sorrows, was it? Yeah, Silver Sorrows. Okay. Silver Sorrows. Not sure if... Yeah, not sure if they are a reference, actually. I don't see anything on this wiki anyway. She's so obsessed with pirates, she's ignoring other issues. Did pirates do her ill in the past? Yeah, probably. Sweet Sorrows? What's Sweet Sorrows? Okay, that's just the name of a quest. That's the quest we're on. Silver plates. No, okay. Alright, back to the guild. Yeah, I couldn't find it, but it's probably a reference. Might be called something different due to translations. Ah, yeah, that's probably it. Yeah, that's probably it. Standing on the table. Well, after all that hard work, the shrew made off with the spoils. And as far as her damn contest goes, I suppose that makes us even. It'll be the last treasure, this black sarcophagus, that decides the victor. Whatever the reformers are doing to keep it bob, you can bet your grandmum's teeth there'll be some blade work needed before this job is done. Get yourself ready for a proper scrap, Mel-chan. Level 30. Market for Death. The final quest. I was wondering when you'd show up, Mel-chan, but bugger me if you don't look ready to mill an entire crew of sods by yourself. And better that you are, because we've finally uncovered some hard facts about that last treasure. Won't be long now before we cloy the win in peace and put this daft challenge to bed. Alright, I've gathered the other coves for a meeting, so let's get down to it. Hi. At long bloody last, the black sarcophagus has given up its secrets. Underfoot, you have some news for us? Aye, Jackie. I think half our troubles in whittling the truth of it lay in calling this nasty thing a treasure. The black sarcophagus ain't no dimber bauble. It's the Mark 51 Magitech mine. Oh wait, yeah, 51. A bleeding prototype explosive for what was bitten from an Imperial transport vessel. And even though it ain't that big, maybe the size of a small cargo box, they say the blast would have enough kick to incinerate a bloody behemoth. Seems the Garleans meant to start production at their factory in Lenosia, then distribute the mines through Castrum Marinum. Lucky some plucky privateer cloyed the prototype en route then, eh? An experimental weapon? That explains why the thalassocracy was so bleeding eager to bid at that auction, and so reluctant to share the details with us. At least now we know the what, but there's still the question of where. The Curse delivered their bitten goods to the reformists, that much is certain. What happened to the sarcophagus after that, though, we ain't so sure. There've been no reports of huge explosions or the like, so either the executioners still have the mine, or they've peddled it to some other buyer. The reformist faction came together out of their shared hatred for the Admiral and her ways. I'm guessing they didn't cloy that bomb just to sell it. What is it, Lonnie? A letter for you, Jackie. Says it's urgent. A letter? Who's it from? The old man. I found it while I was sorting through our daily deliveries. Let's see now. Come to Thalios. I have urgent news. I've never known the old man to summon a customer. No one's seen him at his usual haunts for a while. So do you reckon this is some rum morsel he's dug up just for us? Aye, it could be. Melchan, you and me are headed to Thalios. Underfoot, Vikeb, you're to take another stab at pinning down the location of the sarcophagus. Quest accepted. You and me will head to Thalios and see what the old man wants. I hope it's good news, but me gut is telling me otherwise. Where's Thalios? Ah, here. I'll go to Aleport. I think that's the quickest way. Without paying for a ferry, anyway. Ooh. You'll be back in a few minutes. Gotta heat up some soup. Alright, no worries. Soup. Getting kinda hungry too. Plunk, 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 plunk. You did. You're done for, rogue. Slice her up. You're wasting your time, darling. We opened that scrag's wrinkled throat bells ago. You cross the bloody executioners, and you get what's coming to you. Did you like our message? We wasn't sure you'd fall for it, but a little mystery goes a long way, eh? Aw, now don't be like that, darling. Me and me mates didn't have much choice. When the boss says, go play with the rogues, then we gotta go play with the rogues. After all, we never asked you to come ruin our game, now did we? And don't give me no long-winded speech about your precious code. The reformist's vision stretches far beyond what them tired old rules is good for. Once Captain XIV takes command of the executioners, he'll give us back the teeth we lost when we submitted to the Admiral's leash. We'll be the terrors of the sea once more, free to rove and plunder in a new age of pirate glory. And I'll bathe in blood to see that age come to pass. I'll kick down your shite stinking code, and have all your sneaky heads on the chopping block. Like hells you will. The only sentence what's being passed today is yours. Jackie! Well, hello there, darling. Ain't you a fine-looking lad? I've heard all this prattle afore. Free to pillage and plunder, is it? Aye, it all sounds grand, but you don't think of the price. That shite stinking code is the only thing what keeps you bloody coves from milling one another. Without it, without Limsa Laminsa to call home, you'd be adrift in an ocean of quarrons. But if you're so keen to keep company with the dead, I'll be sodden happy to oblige. Oh, you was prettier with your gob shut, but I can see I'm out of me depth here. As much as I'd like to lop off your noggins, I'll have to be satisfied with dragging the two of you out into the wilds. Kept you well out of the way, haven't I? Out with it then. Ain't it obvious? You stubborn scrags is looking to swipe our new toy, and my job was to stall you. The captain has the mind with him right now. He's set to show the rest of the executioners that he's got the stones to sit in the leader's chair. And what better way to do that than executing the bitch what snapped the chains on our crew? He's targeting the Admiral herself. You're planning to blow up the command room, aren't you? Aye, you have me permission to panic. Of course, if you'd rather steer clear of the city, I'll be glad to keep you company right here, sweet meat. Well. Think you can stop Captain Isabir? If you sprout yourself some wings, then you might still make it. Wings, you say? Rum. We've got this mad Mort at our mercy, but she seems to be enjoying herself. I'd better drag her back to the guild and see what other information she'll spill. I'll need you back in Limsa as well, but you've business at the foremast first. You should find Captain Malala at our post there. Forget about the sodden challenge and tell her everything we know. Unless me judgment's well off kilter, she'll do what needs to be done. You're back? Nice. Yeah, we had some revelations. So we got here and the merchant was dead. And we got ambushed by a group of bloody executioners. Yeah, and there was a executioner we talked to who... She revealed that they were just drawing us out here to keep us out of the way. They just wanted to distract us. Because their leader... Okay, where are we going? Here. Okay. Yeah, their leader has the bomb and wants to use it to execute the Admiral. So he's planning to blow up her command area. So we're going to go talk to Malala. Jackie said, screw the challenge. Just tell Malala what's happening because we have to save the Admiral's life. Yeah, this way. So now it's a race against time to stop them before they set off the bomb. Oh, that's right. Lala's around here. Bloody pirates. Yep. Jerks. Oh, you're one of Jackie's rogues. You've come to steal the sorrows, have you? Well, you shan't have them. As you can see, they're safely clasped upon my very own... You're not here for the earrings? The Admiral, you say? And you are sure these fiends are in possession of the sarcophagus? I must deploy more sentries at once. Do not think this voids our challenge, rogue, and you can relay as much to your impudent guildmaster. I suppose you can thank him for the warning as well. Oh, she gone. Back to the Rogues Guild. Back to the guild again, uh-huh. Ah, look at that heavy chocobo bouncing around. It bounces like a beach ball. That is cute. Bum, 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 bum. Chubby chocobos for the win? Yeah. I have to find out where you get that, because that is cute. So the jackets are on the move? Bene. I've been listening to that adult pirate cackle since I got her back to the sisters, but she's given us naught what we didn't already know. And we know more than enough. I say we rally the rogues and go after that mine, before it blows up in our muns. You'll need all the edge you can get for what's to come, so let's introduce you to a new trick. This one's called Shadow Fang. Do it right, and you'll see your opponents start to wither afore you. Even the toughest swads will be wondering why their knees are trembling halfway through the fight. I'd tell you it's best to sink the Fang in early, but I'm sure a clever lass like yourself will figure that out. We learned Shadow Fang. It's a cool move that puts a nasty damage over time effect on them. It's got a cooldown though, so you can only put it on one thing. It's good though. If the leader of the reformists, this Captain Icebeer, is planning on milling the Admiral with a bang, then my guess is he'll be aiming to demolish the entire command room. You know the mizzenmast, aye? The tower what holds the drowning wench and bulwark hall? The Admiral's bridge and her command room are right at the top of it. Then you've got the district what surrounds the mizzenmast. That's the busy, beaten heart of the city. Even with the threat of an attack, you can't just seal it up in the blink of an eye and call the whole thing Bob. Try to explain the danger to the culls what live and work there, and you'd have a frightened, stampeding mob on your fambles. Nay, lass, our only option is to have eyes snilching every approach to the tower. I'll put the wit out to as many coves as I can, and spread 'em through the streets. Your job will be to cover the aft castle. Just wait and see, Belchan. We'll get this Icebeer. And his little bomb, too. Take up a vantage point at the aft castle. One of us will spot Icebeer, and then he'll learn what it means to defy the code. Alright. When's the black chubby chocobo going to be available? I'm not sure if it's available now. I haven't got it yet. You have to basically pay $20 USD for it. But you can gift the code, so I'm just going to kind of... I'll try and hang out in some FF14 streams and see if maybe there's some code giveaways going on. Yeah, you have to go to one of their promoted streamers, and while they're streaming FF14, you have to gift 4 subs, which is, you know, they're $5 each USD. So, and then Twitch gives you the code for the chubby black chocobo. Cloying victory. It's the big finale. That fog. Looks very cool. Ugh, the fog picked a grand night to roll in thick. This will make things interesting. That sounds like a pain. Let me buy it if I wanted. Our presence on the streets is far too thin. Where are the reinforcements I ordered? My apologies, Captain. There just aren't any more soldiers to spare. The bulk of our forces has already been assigned to guard not only the Admiral, but a number of other high-ranking personnel as well. Unacceptable. What could Commander Rayner be thinking? There are dangerous criminals stalking the city as we speak. Oh, this is the guy who was at the merchant, the shady merchant, getting the information. He was in disguise, but yeah, I recognise his weird sunglasses. Call in squads from the outposts if you must, but I want to see our security tightened and the populace properly protected. But, Captain, we can't be certain the pirates' plan hasn't changed. If we consider the possibility that they've switched to a target outside the walls, it would be folly to weaken those defences. You've made your point, Sergeant. Return to your post. She's doing her best to look threatening. Once all is lost, it is far too late to question what one should have done. You seem troubled, sir. Perhaps I can be of assist. Ah! I've been dying to meet you, lass. Aye, keen to set eyes on the bold yellow belly what cost our crew a fortune in Aldan coin. You're an executioner, one of Icebeer's men. You've strayed too far into a world you don't understand, lass. Your eyes is fixed on the light of justice, leaving you blind to the chasm opening up at your feet. At least they'll say you died with your boots on. The yellow belly won't be bothering us no more, Captain. As for the mine, the lads will have it primed in front of the wench by the time you get there. Good. Not long now afore we drag that bitch Admiral, her pretty tower, and all her simpering curs down to the bottom of the sea. Then I'll raise our flag on the ruins of the mizzenmast, and lead our brethren in a return to the old ways of blood and plunder. Should not have had that last bottle. Bottles? The wife is gonna kill me. Huh? What's that then? Not after the command room. They mean to bring down the entire tower. If the mizzenmast falls, the bridges will follow. Half the city will. Please, you must help me. The danger, far greater than we... Bloody hells, it's alive! Oh, no, I didn't see nothing. Didn't see nothing. Please, you must send word. Well, someone must be told. Jackie! You? How did you... Your valiant and forthright weapon. You could hear that single pistol shot from miles away. Weren't hard to guess what happened. I poked the yellow jackets on my way over. A healer will be along shortly. Bene, that means we've only one last thing to do. We have never been allies, but I beg of you. You must stop them. Save the city. Ah, lass, you know you don't need to ask. Taking down mad coves and biting back what was bitten is our job. You all set then? Ready, Jackie? Always. Nod. Then let's go cloy that sarcophagus and fit Isebia for a new coffin. Drunks seem to have a knack for stumbling on scenes people want to keep hidden. Yes. Make for the mizzenmast and find our sea bear. Our sea bear? I don't know. Our sea bear. Mug. Ow. Who's shooting? Yo, what are you doing? Stop that. This is cool. We get to fight alongside the whole crew. Hit you with a shadow claw. Sorry, shadow fang. Oh, no, he's dead now. That's a lot of bloody executioners. So many of them. I think their whole bloody crew is here. Benny, you know how I hate tracking down stragglers. Mugged him to death. Oh, I can't hide. Oh. To do a lovely sneak attack. You can't stop us now, Scrags. Only 3 minutes until the show begins. What? That's it then? Find and smash them detonators. Check the ramps going up and going down. Milchan, middle them detonators. We'll keep them codes busy. Detonator. Oh, okay, no, that's the bomb. That's not the detonator. Hello. Now the yellow jackets are fighting over there. Yeah, this is a really well done little segment. It's very cool. There's 3 detonators. Is there one down here? Aha, yeah, this is the one I had trouble finding when I first did this. I nearly ran out of time. I had like 2 seconds left. Detonating in 90 seconds. Comrades in different class quests get to do more on screen than the Scion so far. Oh, that's a dead end. Oh no! Hopefully that will change as the expansions play out. Yeah, hopefully. They could use more side quests involving the Scions, just to like get to know them more as characters. That would be cool. Because they're only involved in the main story, and that's kind of it. They should have cool little side stories, I think. Nice. Defeat the reformists. The light on mine went out. The light on the mine went out. No chance disabled the sarcophagus. That's the bomb taken care of then. Now these bastards get our full attention. Damn you rogues in your swiving code. I'll have your bloody heads for this. I'm chained. I'm not into that. That wasn't part of me plan. I could have been a king among pirates. Well, you're not. You're just a jerk. No. She's fine. Status report? The mine has been disabled, and the engineers should soon have it safely removed. Our soldiers sustained some injuries in the battle with the reformists, but none were fatal. Also, the Admiral sends her sincerest gratitude. Look, there she is! That's Captain Malala, the hero of Limsa Lominsa! Are you recovered from your wound, Captain? We heard how you very nearly lost your life, stopping that horde of pirates from blowing up the mizzenmast. 3 cheers for the Yellow Jackets! Our city'd be lost without you! But wait, that's not how it... Sergeant, what of the rogues? Did they survive the battle? I don't rightly know, Captain. All we found near the sarcophagus were reformists, either dead or strung from the rafters. In other words, yes. Alive, then. 'Twould seem we are deeply in their debt. Captain? Might I have the silver sorrows from you now? We've been ordered to hand them over to the Commodore, along with the black sarcophagus. She's like, but I like them. Why, of course. They're right here. The earrings! I could have sworn I was still... He wouldn't have. He stole them from me while I lay dying? That cad! I knew he was not to be trusted. Keep an eye on them indeed. I should have known. The potato lives? Yup. And Jackie's wearing them. Are you sure about this, Jackie? We should have cloyed the sarcophagus as well. I think she's earned it, don't you? If it bothers you that much, think of it as a trade. If you ask me, they look a bit daft. Well, I didn't ask you. So, the jackets ended up with the mine, and we got the diamond and the earrings, which means victory belongs to the Rogues Guild. Do you think Malala will leave it at that then? I get the feeling we ain't done with her yet. I'd say we're done with her challenge, but you never know when our paths will cross again. We'll just have to see what Limsa's underbelly spits up next. Aye, this city ain't ever quiet for long. Well, it's been a pleasure working with you, Melchan. If I ever need a trusty pair of stabbers by my side, I'll know who to ask. I'm off as well. Bloody starving I am. Don't forget to yaffle a bite when you can, eh, Melchan? We'd best head back to the sisters too, afore the shrew decides she'd rather hear us cry cockles. Better work, Melchan. Be seeing you soon. Aw. This is such a good class quest. Oh. There we go. Back to the Rogue Guild. Oh there, Melchan. It'll be nice to finally have a bit of a rest, eh? The job never ends, but even a dimber-damber like myself needs to breathe every now and again. And your venturing mates must be wondering where you've got to. That was a proper long assignment, but I'm glad you decided to see it through. You've proven to be a stalwart protector of the code, even if this ain't truly your world. When you walk back into the Lightlands, you'll have to find your own code to uphold. And when you do, you'll have the skills you learned in the shadows to help you defend it. Well, that's more than enough prattle out of me. Your travels might take you far and wide, Melchan, but know you're always welcome here at the Sisters. Aw. I just want to keep hanging out with them, just doing little quests with them. Out of the class quests, these guys are one of the groups that have a load of personality. Yeah. Yeah, that's such a lovable cast of characters. I even like the Admiral in the end. No, what? No, she's not Admiral. Milala. Yeah. That was really good. There's a steel in here I've not seen her for. I've a feeling the answer is... nay? I've a feeling the answer is nay, but was there aught old Jackie can do for you? How fare the dutiful sisters? Ha! We sisters are still deeply devoted to upholding the code. The job is still the job. Limsa's underbelly's been bloody quiet though. After we dealt with Isabir and his cronies, the reformist faction fell to bits. The bloody executioners are still squabbling over the leader's chair, but I put me coin on Captain Moanskate to take the helm. As for the jackets, well, I've not heard a peep from the shrew, neither. Maybe she's realised we rogues ain't the wicked cove she thought we was, eh? What about you then, Melchan? One of these days I'll have to round up Underfoot and the Stray, and drag you buggers out for that victory pint. Why fight with daggers? Why not a sword or an axe? Well, I may have explained this a time or two before, but short blades are simply the weapons what work best for scraps in the shadows. They're light enough to run with, easily concealed, and don't get caught on all the bloody guide ropes and shipping crates what fair litter the city. Your smaller stabbers are also quick to cope with poison, and lend themselves well to a rogue's swift and flowing style of fighting. If you're interested in studying up more on your dance moves, then go have a prattle with old Bockard. But I warn you, he'll talk your bloody wattles off if you let him. Yeah, so it sounds like rogues used to have poisons, but they don't have poisons anymore. Does he say anything different if I am something else? I'm a bard now. No, doesn't say anything different. What does Bockard say? Alright then, Dove. Word round the guild says you was in on the job what saved half the bloody city from sliding into the sea. Don't reckon there's aught this old cove has yet left to teach you. You've learned all me dance steps, and it's up to you how to string them together. Hells, I expect the next time you walk in, you'll have a lesson or two for me. He didn't really do anything. I assume maybe he taught you about poisons or something? I don't know. Doesn't seem to do anything anymore. He's just like, my work here is done. Didn't do anything. Bye. He's that meme. Yeah, that was the Rogue Guild. So the Ninja Guild, we'll have to do that next time because it's about 8 o'clock already. That was quite long. They definitely put a lot of effort into that one. It was really good though. Yeah, and the Ninja is the follow-on from that. Yeah, the Ninja questline is... I don't think it's as good as the Rogue one. I forgot how good the Rogue one was until I've just replayed it. But I do really like the Ninja one though. Also just the Ninja class is super fun with the Mudras, which I'll explain next time I suppose. Yeah. Ninja's cool. Oh, you looking at me? You looking at me? I like how you can see player heads look at you if they're inspecting your character. It's cool. Alright, well, I suppose we'll do Ninja next time and then we'll start on the Uldan quests classes. So once we finish Ninja, then there's 3 left, which is they're the Uldan classes. In Uldar, yeah, in Uldar we have Gladiator Paladin, Thaumaturge Black Mage, and Pugilist Monk. And then that's all the combat classes from Realm Reborn. And then we'll do 2.55. Yeah, that's good. Alright, who's streaming? Who can I host? Oh, Dangerbeard's streaming. I might send you over to him. Yeah, I'll send you to Dangerbeard. He's playing The Wild at Heart. What is that? Don't know. I have to sit through a Twitch ad before I can see. Yeah, thank you for watching. The Dangerbeard. Go away, Twitch ad. I want to see what he's doing. Looks like he's still setting up, actually. Or is he ending? Wait, is he ending the stream? Oh no, he's showing a motivational video he made. It's pretty funny. I'll send you all over so you can watch his motivational video. And I'll see you next time. See ya!